must be the cat scratching.
Cat scratch fever.
Yeah, she's just here.
Which one, Lux?
Sound's gone.
No, it hasn't. I've turned the volume down.
Oh.
Who said the sound's gone?
I don't know, just thought I had.
I turned the sound. I turned it down. It's too noisy. There's too much noise. Some of the noise is real. Got 4 kids here today because I've got my kids and Catherine brought her kids, and it's lovely and it's magic when the kids get together. Oh.
Do you think you're on?
We're on. We're on.
Oh, look, I've got a wobbler.
You need to turn it around the other way. There.
Perfect.
You can hear us. You can hear us. It's fine. It's too noisy. It's too noisy. Kath's kids are coming around, which is a joy, and this is not in any way a criticism, but it's 4 kids who got on so well, really similar ages, who get on so well, and mayhem. And I went and got a KFC for dinner.
Yeah, so you took 40 minutes
I had
out.
40 minutes out. You went and had an hour's sleep when you came.
True.
Kath came around and looked shattered. I went, mate,
Sleep.
go up to bed. I will keep an eye on these.
Isn't it funny when that becomes the best present anyone can give you?
So
it is, though.
KFC for 40 minutes listening to Beatles podcast and a bit of peace. And for some KFC, because we really fancy KFC.
Oh, yeah.
Really fancy. It was really nice, actually. But so there's been a lot of literal noise here, but the other day I was in the house on my own, and I'm not going to put my volume up. I suggest you put your volume up. I would suggest you put your volume up. Okay? I was in the house on my own, and my head was full of noise, just noise, worrying about money, worrying about this show, worrying about college, worrying about 2 silly little TV things I have to record that are not important, worried about the future of my kids, worried about COVID, worried about the state of British politics, worried about the radio station I used to work at, all of this stuff. And it was so noisy, and I couldn't get rid of the noise, and I tried to meditate, and I went and turned my phone off, and I went and sat in the garden for a bit and read, but even reading the book was noisy. It's just noise everywhere. Your phone, the TV, the radio, the computer, the internet, Twitter, the Facebook, traffic, everything, man, everything. So we thought, what did we think?
We're going to give you a really slow stream.
Yeah. What does that mean for the boys and girls?
It means that we're only going to speak really when necessary. So if someone calls us, we'll have a chat. But otherwise, let's just enjoy the silence for a bit.
Phone number's on the screen. The Skype is on the screen. When you call, I'll put you through. If you want to sit in silence with us, you're welcome to. If you want to have a little chat, you're welcome to. And we can also have silence in the chat as well. We don't need to comment on everything. You know, you're going off to make a cup of tea. You don't need to tell us. You just go and make the cup of tea. You're switching off. That's great.
Close the door quietly when you leave.
Exactly. You don't like the character I play on this, that's absolutely fine. So we're going to have not complete silence because there's a few things I want to talk about. But I just see some of the chat is arguing. Fia, just calm down. I don't know what the beef is, but just put it to one side because we don't really need it in the chat. We don't really need it. Elves Bells is getting into the spirit. I've just done a silent fart.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. I'm not even going to ring the bell because it's unnecessary. I'll do a tiny one. Hang on.
Should we get rid of the bells for tonight?
Yeah.
Let's get rid of the bells.
Unnecessary. Unnecessary.
Fia's been banned. Okay. Oh, we should do Where is James Bond? He's hiding. He is 90 years in a day. Where is James Bond? He's hiding. Where is he hiding today?
Yes.
Catherine, can you spot James Bond?
Yes.
Not those James Bonds.
Oh.
Not those James Bonds. So those James Bonds need to come down a bit.
Is there a tiny James Bond to stage right of Cher?
Incorrect. Oh, I see what you're looking at. Hang on a minute. Let's just... I see what you're looking at. No, that's actually a thing. If you move your head would cover that.
Oh.
Under Frank, we're not looking for these Bonds. The Bond brothers. Shall I give you a clue? Well...
Just tell us.
He's in my beard.
Is he?
Yeah.
Get him out.
You ready? There he comes.
And there he was.
There he was.
I really wouldn't want that in my bid.
I'm going to have him big today. We've got a phone call. Let's see where we get to. Yes, Bond has got a silencer on his gun. Well done. I need to do this. I always forget. Oh, we just missed the phone call.
Oh, well. Can't have been important.
Get rid of that. If you don't mind. Sorry, I'm telling you what to do. Would you mind getting rid of that so I can see the thing? Sarah, get rid of that. Get rid of that on your computer. Mods, you can explain to people if you want. You don't have to. They can come in and work it out for themselves. In fact, I think I'd rather that, actually. Thank you, Lance. It's not criticism. But I think I'd rather they worked it out for themselves. Hello? Sitting in the silence with us. I like that. Or I may have wired the computer up wrong. Never quite.
Either or works.
So we have a phone call. And they're enjoying the silence. I like.
Hi Ian, hi Kath.
Oh, now it may be that we can't actually hear them anyway.
Hello.
Works kind of nicely, I suppose. If
Hello.
we've buggered it up.
That was me thinking we were getting into the swing of things.
That last call, I tell you what, it's because my kids have been using the computer a lot today. A lot.
Hello
Rachel,
Ian.
would you like to say something to see if we can hear you?
Hi Ian and Kath.
So you can hear her, can't you, dear listener?
Yeah.
You can hear her, we can't. I wonder why. Try now.
Hi Ian and Kath.
Are we plugged in? Oh, I know. Oh, I don't know why.
They have their headphones plugged in or something.
Yeah, but that wouldn't have unplugged it. There is something wrong here. Oh, this is beautiful. It would have been literal silence for us for the whole thing. Because we can't hear it.
Chilled out.
Oh,
I wonder how we do.
Chilled out vibe.
We get rid of. Oh, no, I'll leave Katie there. How would we?
Yeah. Oh well. Okay, try again.
So we are new mixer, and we're on. Let's see if I just do this and turn this down a little bit. Hello, 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 hello. You should be able to hear us, but we can't. This is great. This is great. This is great. We could be.
it's like the universe has intervened.
Now, there's going to be a reason for this. We're not pretending not to hear. We can't. Now, my kids have been playing around. I bet I'm going to have to switch the computer on and off again. Off and on again. So there is that. That's what we're supposed to be on. Speakers 3. If I go here. If I go to these. We've got a little bing bong, bing bong. But if I go here. Somewhere they've kicked a cable up. So we're going to have a little look-see. Oh, I love this. I'm loving this. There's that. And there's that. There's that. Going down. Going deep underground.
That's me. Oh.
This is not plugged into anything. There we go.
This will be why then.
Guys. Because we've got two really lanky kids who have been.
Yeah, their legs are so far away from their.
Here we go.
The ends of their legs are so far away
Take
from
your
their
headphones out just in case
backsides
there's
that
a
they
loud
can't.
thing. I don't think there will be.
They have no control over their limbs. How's that?
Let me just have a little,
I wonder.
a little go. This is great. So we should, if I press, there we go.
Yeah, I bet that
There
works.
we go. That works now.
Not that it matters.
Imagine if at first call was probably jabbering away.
Well, were they saying anything?
Don't know. Apparently that first caller was playing music. Didn't hear it.
Well,
I know.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. You right, Ian and Kath?
yeah, we're good, thank you.
Yeah. I thought I'd lighten the mood up tonight. I've got
I don't think the mood needs lightening. It's not. There's not a heavy mood.
Well, making the vibe nice anyway.
The vibe is not. I think the vibe is nice.
I have a bit of love story that I want to share. Basically, there's this man on TikTok that I've been thinking about all week, and it was Nina that gave me the idea about talking to you about this bloke.
I don't
There's
know
this-
who Nina is.
Yeah, you do. Nina, let's play a game,
like-
Nina.
Oh, and it's Scudge Sucker. Should have used her real name.
Yeah, she gave me the idea for calling you up about this man. There's this man that I've been thinking about all week, and that was on TikTok, and I'm a bit worried about him. And I just want to know if anybody in the chat knows of this bloke, so I could tell him how I feel about him. He's from Nottingham. His name's John Soden, and I've been thinking about him all the time. So, oh well. I don't know what to do really. I have no idea.
I don't understand the situation. You said you're worried about him. What are you worried about?
I'm worried about his mental health, and because he hasn't been on TikTok for a while.
Do you know him? Do you know him?
I don't know him, but I know of him. But I want to get to know him.
Maybe he doesn't want to get to know you.
I don't know. I don't know how.
No, you don't.
I don't know how he would feel really.
Why would he want to? Why do you think he would want to get to know someone he's never heard of who's found him through TikTok?
I'm caring about him really.
Okay, but what's that got to do with him?
Well, just the fact that I care about him.
But what's that got to do with respect?
Yeah.
What's that got to do with him? Someone he's never heard of cares about him.
Well, I suppose. I don't know really. I don't know. I really don't know how I take it really. But I know that's just me being caring and.
Yeah, and that's lovely and that's delightful. There's a lot in the news today. Someone's just mentioned it in the chat. There's a lot in the news today about Britney Spears, who some people believe is being controlled by her dad and is not well enough to make her own decisions. And it's in the press today that her sister is trying to get more control over the situation. Now, I really care about Britney Spears.
Right.
I think I fancy Britney Spears.
That's good.
And I care about her. And I want her to be happy. And I don't, if she is being controlled by her dad, I would like to be able to help free her. But what's that got to do with her? She doesn't know me. She's never heard of me. And why would she care that some guy she's never heard of on the other side of the world
Yeah, I get your point. Yeah.
is interested? It's not her responsibility. It's my responsibility.
No, it isn't. That's me.
Sorry, just 1 second. We did say, chat, if you were going to leave, just do it quietly. No need to make a sing and dance about it. A higher mate, you've had enough, and KJF, this is uncomfortable, and me too, this has been going on too long. It's going to go on for 3 hours. It was going to be an hour until I saw your comment. Now it's going to be 3 hours probably. Or it might not be, but if you're going to leave, that's so cool. But just do it quietly. There's no need to make a song and dance about it. That's all I'd say. Just me.
Also, it's interesting that you're suggesting that maybe you're too compassionate to listen to something, and yet you want to stick the boot in as you go.
Yeah.
So, Katie, I you know, it's the fact that you, and I'm not being mean, I'm being honest and straightforward.
I know you are.
The fact that you have feelings for someone who has absolutely no idea who you are
No.
is your problem.
No.
Issue.
Well, business.
Business, thank you. Your business.
Comments that I might have put on he knows me from the comments that I put on.
So he doesn't know you at all then?
He doesn't know me at all, but he knows the comments that I put
That's
on.
how many followers has he got?
He's got about 9,000.
Okay, so he might have seen the comments.
Yeah, he lives in Nottingham. That's all I know.
Okay.
And he's got children, and he's he's got depression because he's posted one of his videos, and he was posting to a hater saying about
Okay, all right.
depression.
But so he might have seen your comments. He might not have seen your comments.
Right,
But he doesn't know you.
right.
Have you heard us talking to Nigel about
Yes,
when he talks with Miley Cyrus?
yeah,
It's a similar thing. I would doubt very much that Miley Cyrus is even aware of her Facebook page. It's a much, much bigger scale, millions compared to thousands. But this guy might not run it, might not look at it every day, might not read the comments.
right.
If you're worried about his mental health, that's a fine thing. Maybe you could post a comment. Maybe he's just taking a break
Yeah,
from
maybe.
TikTok. Maybe he's taking a break. Maybe he's given up. Maybe he's dead. Maybe he's gone on holiday. Maybe he's in hospital. Maybe he's just got married. It could be, and I don't say the dead thing. I'm just saying it could be anything.
Yeah,
Could be anything.
I tell you what, though, Katie, and it's lovely that you feel this strongly about someone else's well-being,
yeah,
but I would just resist putting too much weight
right.
on that person to reciprocate somehow.
Yeah, I get you. I understand that.
It's nice to be nice online. It's when you start getting hurt if someone doesn't respond,
Yeah,
or you read more into it than it actually is happening.
yeah, I understand.
And I know your feelings are strong.
Yeah, I'm a good person with a good heart, but
Yeah.
maybe that, yeah, maybe I shouldn't read too much into that.
Don't read anything into it.
No.
Don't read anything into it. And I would suggest, who knows, maybe you meet this guy one day and you fall in love. It's really, really unlikely.
Yeah.
Really unlikely. But
Yeah.
the world is a strange place. I would suggest, though, that if you are looking for a romantic, thing, just walk around with your eyes open. The people that you interact with in the real world. TikTok is not the real world. Twitter is not the real world. This show is not the real world.
But also the way people portray themselves online isn't necessarily how they are. You can be anyone online. You can be anyone. So I would avoid giving your heart to someone who could be their own creation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not everyone is as open-hearted and as honest as you are.
Yeah. I've had a lot of problems in this lockdown and whatever, and I've had loads of stuff come to my head.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm enjoying the chilled out vibe. Actually, I need a chilled out vibe.
This is what you get. This is what you get.
All right.
Take care, Katie. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Good night. You take care of yourself.
I thought what we might do for the first hour, at risk of really annoying all of our sponsors, we have 4 sponsors at the moment. And I thought for the first hour, what we could do to keep in with the chilled, silent vibe. Silent. By the way, I have put our volume up a little bit. Is we're just going to show the logos for the 4 companies for 30 seconds each or thereabouts. And if you could make up your own, so just for this hour, if you could make up your own adverts for the 4 companies, that would be really helpful to us. So we're going to start with Somers Waste Solutions. I'm just going to put their logo up. And just create your own advert. You don't have to do it out loud. You can do it in your head, or you can do it out loud, rubbish, whatever works for you. You can write it down as well if you want.
If you want to hum to yourself, I bet that song's beautiful.
Okay, I'm reading something. You don't have to type it in the chat. that feels about 30 seconds.
Yeah, and I've got a lot of advertising done in that time. Have you?
I went the opposite way. Gregorian Emerson family loss listers. Again, 30 seconds. You can think it. You can say it out loud. You can write it on paper. You can type it in the chat. Make your own advert up.
I know exactly what a lot of you are thinking.
Next up, Devon and Cornwall's Poseidon Safety Management. That's a little bit lost there in the white. So we'll put that there. Make your own advert up, please, guys. And finally, it's our newest sponsor this week. Harsh Singh. He's an accountant. His details are up there. Got plenty of time to jot them down if you think you might need them. We're done. We got sent some logos.
They were really good.
For Harsh, from a couple of different people, from Ben and from Paddy, and we'll show those a bit later on.
Hello, Raymond. Clip here in the chair space. There we go.
He opened his eyes and looked at us.
Checking we're still there.
He thought we were going to hang up. He thought he'd been cut off and had a little look. We're three grown-ups.
So lovely when they sleep, aren't they?
Good night, Raymond.
They're nice, sweetie.
Little baby. Little baby. He thought we would hang up first. So he looked.
Good sleep on the sofa.
Hello, Dave.
Oh, yeah. It's a game of chicken, wasn't it, really?
It was, and I would call that a draw. I would call that
It
a
was
draw.
lovely. It was
I
lovely.
like his calls. He's very understated, the calls he's done.
I mean, you couldn't get much more understated than that one.
But he did like child sleep noises. Which made it all the more charming. I really enjoyed that. Thank you.
Oh, what's that?
What's what?
Is that a cup of tea?
Cup of hot chocolate. Oh. Sorry it's not in one of your mugs, but I know. They have to wash them sometime.
And they do wash very well.
Yes, they're dishwasher proof and So what have you decided about the cinema then?
I was all for going to the cinema. I was 70-30. And then I watched Tom Cruise did like a 40-second video of him going to the cinema in London to see Tenet, which is what I want to see. But the cinema he went to, he was wearing a mask, although it had like a filter on it. The cinema he was going to was rammed. It was like a special preview of Tenet, but it was not. Everyone was sat. Normally, it was a full cinema.
It was the IMAX, wasn't it, in Waterloo, the big one on the...
Was it?
Yeah.
It was full. And I don't want to go. I assumed that all cinemas would have at least one seat. I thought they would stagger it. You'd have 2 seats, 2 empty seats, 2 seats. And then in the row in front, it would be 2 seats in front of the empty seat. I thought it would be staggered, but it would appear it's not staggered.
I don't know, it depends if that was set up as,
That might have been
promo
interesting.
thing.
Well, it's backfired because I'm now not going to go to the cinema because of the promo for cinema.
They sort of made it to look like he sneaked in there with a mask and then,
But it wasn't his most sophisticated mask. I've seen the Mission Impossible movies. Now those are masks. He pulled the mask off and it was Simon Pegg underneath.
Also, he went incognito but couldn't resist a "Hey, great movie, guys!" at the end.
Yes.
I love movies. I love Tenet and I love the Mission Impossible movies and I love the Jack Reacher Around movies.
Yeah. That Tom Cruise guy, he's great.
Tom Cruise is great. What you? Because you're going to like gigs and stuff soon, aren't you?
Tomorrow I'm going to a gig in South London, down in Wandsworth.
How's that going to work?
It's called the New Normal Festival. And basically it's outside. It's in the grounds of a place called the Victoria Patriots Building down in... it used to be a sort of... some sort of mental asylum, I think, and now it's obviously flats. And sitting outside in a little area, socially distanced from each other, and there's a barbecue. And I'll let you know how I get on. But
Was it this weekend coming or last weekend that we were all supposed to be going to Liverpool?
Oh,
It was this weekend coming. It's bank holiday weekend. Yeah.
So it might still happen. We don't know for sure. It might still be worth going.
oh, I really want to go.
They're doing some sort of virtual thing, aren't they? At the cabin, they're showing people sort of in Beatles tribute bands sort of on screens instead. No, exactly.
I'm all right, thanks. I've got plenty of Beatling to catch up with. That Dreaming the Beatles is one hell of a book, mate.
It's a brilliant book. Yeah.
One hell of a book. Absolutely incredible. Loving it.
And you said you listened to the Nothing Is Real podcast.
I'm halfway through the last episode, Beatles for Sale. Although I think it's Steve. Was it Stephen that we met?
Yeah, Stephen came to the.
I like him, right? Let me rephrase that. I liked him, but to say that "Babies in Black" is not a good song is perhaps one of the worst Beatles songs.
Well, later on, Jay sang even worse. I think so. You know, it's a yin and a yang.
Well, I may be clicking my unsubscribe button then, because they're really taking the pisket as far as I'm concerned.
I see what he means don't cut me off as well, but I see what he means in the face. It's a bit of a waltz and a bit of an old.
Goodbye, Dave.
No.
So, you know the song? Oh dear, what can I do? Baby's in black and I'm feeling blue. Tell me, what can I do?
It's not the worst song in the world, is it?
I think it's a really nice song. She thinks of him, and so she dresses in black. And though he'll never come back, she's dressed in black. And then there's that brilliant Paul McCartney high bit. Oh, how long will it take till she sees the mistake she has made? It's a great song.
Hey guys,
Hi.
just had my dinner.
Oh, what you got tonight?
Chicken macaroni. It's a Morrison's thing. I've been working till 9, so.
Get it down, yeah.
Fat Pete, if you want, we'll leave you to it, mate.
Yep, go for it. Good show tonight, by the way.
Let's make him feel a little bit less self-conscious. Let's take our camera off. There we go. Now he can really enjoy that.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
TV flash. What's on the tapes?
This is the podcast, by the way.
I go through old videos and things. How are you?
What's that?
You should be hungry, M's a lot. It's really nice.
Leave that. Leave that.
Please chew. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I haven't got pudding, guys. Richard, I had lunch at about 3, so.
This is Pete from What's on the Plates. Well done. Bravo, bravo.
I have a cold drink. It's Diet Coke. The big Simpsons mug that I've just had for years.
I love him.
Not even a hobnob. I'm assuming I'll be getting the royalties for this. No cats. No, I'm home in London now. Plus one of them died, so. Supposed to chew everything 72 times. Blimey.
We're watching Pete from What's on the Tapes eat a ready meal, an Indian ready meal from. Did he say
it's a Makani chicken?
Chicken McCartney. And for those who are curious, he is drinking Diet Coke.
Yeah.
From, I think it was a Simpsons mug. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Catherine?
He's had it for a long time.
Had it for a long time.
I can also
he's picking up the mug. We're going to go back to the action. Sorry, Catherine. Sorry.
There's no pudding.
Work smarter, not harder. So.
A lot of questions, of course, Catherine, as to what it actually says on Pete's T-shirt.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have that inside information. In fact, we didn't know he was going to be wearing that T-shirt this evening. So we are frantically trying to find out.
After watching What's on the Tapes, I presumed that it was time for some sort of blue T-shirt, maybe something slightly more on that sort of tonal spectrum, but he's gone for the black.
The question that's really been bugging me since this whole match started is, what the hell is that canister next to him? Now, my money is it's on it's a deodorant of some kind. What do you think it could be?
I think that might be the lid of a water bottle.
I think he's about to reach for it now. Let's see what happens. No, I apologise. He was spooning in another mouthful.
I mean, it's an easy mistake to make. It's a similar manoeuvre.
It could be the lid of a water bottle.
It is identical lid to this.
Isn't it interesting? He picked up one that was off camera, not the one that we could see.
You see, the one next to him there is the substitute water bottle. It's on the bench, as it were.
Oh, he's
got
moving
two on
now.
the go at once.
He's moving now. Let's go back to the action.
Isn't that unusual?
Let's go back to the action.
It's not so much two on the go. I brought one down so I can put it in the fridge overnight.
Alternate
and the other one
manoeuvre.
goes with me. Yeah.
Of course, Pete lives, as we know, in London, and obviously lives in a part of London where they have hairdressers have refused to go back to work.
Well, I think that might be the London look of which
be, actually.
Rimmel are often speaking. Rimmel.
Something's about to happen. Nope, I was wrong. Nope. If you've just tuned in, we are stealing someone else's gag, and this is What's on the Plate. We are watching Pete, who is eating a very late dinner, claims to have been working till 9 o'clock.
I have no reason to doubt that.
Well, I do. He's a lazy man. But we are watching him eat his meal, and this is happening live. Let's go back over to the action now.
Spectacular.
Oh, for all of you non-subscribers, I'm afraid you're going to miss the next 2 minutes.
This is why it's been a while since I've had the camera on What's on the Tapes. I'm a sub-editor.
Okay, we're going to leave Pete there, and we may join the action later on if anything happens.
Has to be said, though, that was an absolutely perfect example, beautifully executed, the like of which we may not see again.
Thank God. Just everything is just so noisy. I can feel it. On a serious note, thank you, Pete. You're such a good sport, and his channel is really entertaining. Let's get a shout out for Pete. On a serious note, my head is bubbling. We're doing like a kind of very quiet show tonight, and my head is it's just bubbling at the moment. There's so much going on, and for some reason, it's manifesting itself, or it's displaying itself to me as noise. Just noise everywhere. And I've got a really busy day tomorrow. I've got the boys here, and I've got to take them back to the mums. Then I have to go to Battersea, so I'm going to be driving through London for the first time since since the lockdown, since March.
Yeah.
And hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Do you remember me? I called yesterday with the broken headset.
I do. Don't tell me your name because I'm going to... You're calling from a different number, aren't you?
Yeah.
Dylan.
Yeah, that's it.
Have you got a new... Well, how come we can hear you today?
I was using my laptop yesterday.
Oh, mate.
Ah, okay.
Never in a month of Sundays.
Yeah. I've got a question. Yeah.
Okay.
What would you advise to watch on Netflix?
Oh.
Well, as an old man, I'm really looking forward to watching the Game Over documentary about video games. George and Patty are having a fight in the background. A really good little 40-minute documentary is one called The Speed Cubers. It sounds really boring, but actually it's lovely. It's about two young men who kind of alternate between being the world champion at Rubik's Cubers. 40 minutes, it's lovely. In terms of 14, you say, you see, 14. What I'm trying to do is think of something that's like a bit older than 14, because when I was 14, I didn't want to watch stuff that was made for 14-year-olds. I've not really been watching much Netflix, and I am thinking of getting rid of it. What was the last thing you watched on there that you enjoyed?
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
I love Rick and Morty. So you want something like that. Do you know my mind is a complete blank. Can't think what's on.
Can't think
there.
what's even on.
I haven't really watched it for ages. I've been watching. I've been downloading and watching some American TV series. Vice Principals I've really enjoyed. I've just started The Righteous Gemstones, which everyone said was great, but actually I think it's a little bit style over substance. But I've only seen the half of the first episode. Archer. Have you seen Archer?
No.
Try Archer. That's another rude comedy, rude cartoon.
All right.
I got really into Archer, and then I watched too much of it, and I had to stop. But it's great.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Dylan. Anything else, mate?
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Good night.
Archer's great.
I've seen it on, but I've never watched it.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's terribly filthy. I didn't get my hair cut today. Couldn't be bothered. So much noise, and I just thought it would be nice if we could just be a little bit quiet. And we're about 100 viewers down from what we'd normally be at this time of the night, but I'm cool with that. Isn't it funny how some people have got offended?
Yes, but that always happened.
But offended, it surprises me every single time. But offended at what? That we're not doing
what they expect us to do. Mm-hmm.
That's it, is it?
Don't you remember on the radio when we would do these kind of...
I remember Kyle, who used to love us, kicking off when we did the show that he didn't understand or expect.
It's almost like it's an insult.
Yeah.
Like we're taking the mickey directly out of them. Out of some people.
Yeah. And some people got very angry in the chat earlier. Well, they're taking the piss out of us.
Yeah.
Why would you... I don't know why you think that. We're not.
You know, there are people on this platform just playing games and not speaking at all. There are people painting in hot pants. I know you'll be off to find them.
And that's great. You know, a lot of love for the raid last night. A lot of love.
Yeah.
Our friend Paul texted me and said, what a beautiful raid. we've had a real sweet spot with the raids recently. They've all been great, I think. I can think of one that I would not have done if I think I can think of one, but that's a great hit rate. But the last week, they've just been superb.
There's something about this particular category on Twitch that means there are a lot of people just trying stuff out. I really admire that. You know, people just doing stuff. If one person watches, they're happy, but they really get blown away when there's more than that.
The joy of this stream, the joy of this show, the joy of the radio show, the joy of me, the joy of Catherine, the joy of me and Catherine together, is you don't know what you're going to get. You think you know, but you don't. And I saw that someone was very upset. Someone who had been a fan for a very short time, but a very passionate fan, was upset, thinking that yesterday's show was self-indulgent and I was nasty or something. And I don't know what they.
But could it not be argued that kicking off because you don't get what you expect from someone you don't know doing something you have no control over online is slightly self-indulgent?
Could be. I do think, and I've heard Sparks say this, all art is self-indulgent. I consider this art. Sorry if that sounds... I'm not sorry if it sounds pretentious. That's your bag.
It has to be, because if you have an idea and you follow it up, you have the confidence to follow it up, then you are indulging that notion, aren't you?
Yeah. So, anyway, going off on a slight tangent. So it's been so noisy, and today I've just really wanted to cry. I wanted to cry for so many things. I wanted to cry at the tweet I saw, not because it was the tweet. It wasn't even that mean a tweet. There was just something in me that just wanted. I'm going to say something, and this is how my brain thinks when I'm not feeling well. There was something in me that read that and thought, oh my God, I want to kill myself. I want to die. I had no intention of doing that. That's just a default voice in my head that when very small, almost insignificant things go wrong, my first thought was, God, I wish I was dead. That's I've not had that for quite a long time, but that was a constant. So it wasn't anything. It wasn't the tweet at all. It was just I read it when it's me. And another thing that was nothing. My eldest is staying here, and he's just got into making smoothies, and he made some smoothies for Kath's girls, and he's really excited about it. When the girls come, I'm going to make them a smoothie. Would anyone like a smoothie? And they didn't like them. It's nothing. But God, even talking about it now, I want to burst into tears for him. I feel so sorry. He didn't care, and it isn't really anything. So I know that these two examples I've cited are it's insanity. It is an actual insanity that is wanting me to react like that. And I just wanted to cry, and I wanted to just go upstairs and cry for my poor boy because he'd made these smoothies and the girls didn't like them.
Do you know what I hear? It's frazzled neurons.
Yeah.
You felt so much recently, you're kind of shot. And so everything is just raw.
Yeah. And I talked yesterday, I didn't really express it very. I was thinking a lot today when maybe it was Monday with Dougie. Dougie said, how are you all finding it? I said, I'm not really enjoying it. Or something. And that's not true, actually. This moment right now, this second, really enjoying. But I still want to cry. I still wish I was dead. I'm not suicidal. I'm really not suicidal. Some of you will understand it, some of you won't, right? Some of you think it's an overdramatic thing. It's just the voice in my head that tries to sabotage me. Wish I was dead.
But is it just wanting not to feel all that anymore? Is that what it is?
I've got a real sense of worthlessness at the moment. I feel worthless. I feel humiliated about losing the talk radio, and particularly seeing, what they're doing today with singing Rule Britannia and all that.
But don't you see that that's not us?
Yeah.
That we wouldn't have been able to do that.
But this is the thing. Someone wants to come in. Hang on. Oh, you want to go out? Who's that? Is that George? You going out? Oh, that's Mucky coming in. Come on, because we're a bit busy, darling. Can't really move. You going upstairs? George is going in there. I can't remember what I was saying.
That when you see what they're doing.
Oh, I know. I got it. It's nothing to do with me whatsoever. It's awful. But my brain is not operating on a rational, logical level.
Your default position is to blame yourself for everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel particularly useless, and I feel lost. And I'm not saying that in any way to garner sympathy or anything like that. I'm just being honest. This is what this is about, is honest. Again, when I was talking to Matt Lucas the other day, and he said, how are you finding the show? I said, I'm struggling with it. So I find it a bit humiliating. He said, have you shared that? I said, a little bit. He said, well, you should share it a lot. You should share it. Share it in its entirety. Don't, paraphrasing massively, why are you sharing it a bit on the radio? You would share it in its entirety. So maybe you should share it in its entirety. So that's what I'm doing it for. Because I feel that I can't speak for you, I've been holding back a bit. I said to you today, I want to start going a bit more avant-garde with this, because we have got nothing to lose. I feel useless. I feel lost. I've got my beautiful boys on the other side of that wall, and I can't wait for them to go home. Not because I don't love them. I love them so much, but I don't feel I'm capable at this precise second of looking after them in the way they deserve.
You're exhausted.
But I'm exhausted.
But of feeling stuff.
It's not. It's almost there. It's not quite right. I haven't got the language to explain it. It's almost there.
Yeah.
I'm not exhausted. The thing is, okay, so if I took 2 weeks off and slept and meditated and rested and, exercised and read, and I would come back and I would still have that exhaustion the first Monday.
No, because you're still dealing with trauma.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's happening is traumatic. What's happened is traumatic. Everything happened at once.
But yeah, I mean, and but I wasn't. But the paradox is not quite a paradox. Is I wasn't happy there, and I was talking for a year about leaving.
Yeah, but that was a kind of slow grief.
Yeah, I don't know what I am. Again. I feel an inadequate dad, and I'm not.
No, you're not. You're a brilliant dad.
Brilliant dad, man. I'm brilliant, but I feel mighty real.
The other thing is, and it's been pointed out in the chat there, is that when you're doing something differently from everyone else, when you're the first one to do something, like with this and like we were with the radio,
yeah,
on the good days, you know what you're doing is right. It feels right, and you appreciate the freedom to be able to express yourself like that. On a bad day, could it be that you're doing it wrong? It's all about confidence, and it can be very lonely.
Hello, caller.
Hi Ian, how are you? Well, no, stupid question. I've just been listening to you, so I know your ups and downs and all that sort of stuff.
You could ask Catherine, because I was about to and I haven't yet.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
In that case, let's go straight for that then. How are you, Catherine?
I'm not right, but there's a lot of stuff going on that I can't really talk about because it's not my story. But there's stuff going on, and it's hard to, the one thing I've tried to do during this time is to make things normal for my kids, and I'm just holding on to that. But I'm holding on with the very ends of my fingers at the moment. That's how it is.
Well, you're exhausted.
I'm knackered.
You look terrible when you came out today, and I said it because that's what friends do.
Yeah.
Friend isn't going to go, oh, you look fine. You look right. I said, can I be honest? You look absolutely shattered.
But I'm kind of I'm double shifting as well, and that's the way it's been because
Yeah,
I
it's
work
hard doing
nights,
this with the kids.
so I've got the kids all day.
Yeah.
And then I leave, and I have 40 minutes while I'm driving here, and then I'm working again, and it mounts up. It mounts up, and along with trying to keep things jolly, it's tiring, but it's not fatal, and I'll be all right. I know I'll be all right.
We will all be all right.
Yeah.
And, I fully understand. I've got 2 kids myself. I've got mental health issues that I rang you about December, I think, when you were at the place that need not be mentioned. And you've been a godsend for me.
Thank you.
Just even tonight, it's been brilliant because I found the audio version of Twitch that you can just sort of have it on, and just having the silence there has been bizarrely meditative, if that's a word.
That's what we were aiming for, and there is no punchline. There is no we're suddenly going to play a noisy, big noise, or play Cardiacs or something. This is it. If we decide to come out of this, we will give you warning that we're not going to building up to gotcha
and scene.
Yeah, this is.
I wish we were.
This is probably going to be the show, and we might finish half an hour earlier. I said to Kath, if neither of us feel up to it, we can stop a little bit earlier tonight. So we're going to see how it goes.
Well, you just need to make sure. You need to make sure that you do what you need to do.
Thank
That's
you,
the
mate.
be all and end of.
How are things with you?
Typical sort of COVID stuff. It's horrible, like it is for everyone. I was building up, tackling my diagnosed as agoraphobia anxiety. That's the label they put on it. And it was beginning to go really well, and then COVID went, you can't go out anymore, which I can deal with that because, obviously, nature of the beast, not a problem. I can stay at home all the time and be really happy. But what it has done is kicked my progress in the nuts in the biggest possible sense. And I've now taken a huge step backwards, but I know how to continue to go forward when I get the opportunity. But at the moment, it's a kick in the nuts, man. I can't test myself, I can't progress, I cannot do the things I need to do because on top of the I call it nut jobbery within my head, I've now got COVID. So I can't go places and think, okay, this is just challenging that side of me. I'm now thinking, oh, okay, this is now a dangerous place that I'm going to challenge myself. I mean, I love wearing a mask, though. I fully get what you say on that point. That frees up so many sort of... You just go in the shop in a mask, it just frees everything up.
It's incredible, isn't it? I feel so much more... It's not confidence, it's not alive. I don't know, I feel so much more... I feel so much more when I'm wearing a mask.
To me, it's like I'm hidden but in plain sight. So nobody's looking at me, nobody's... At least that's what I feel like, because to me they can't see me because half my face is covered, and I don't know, it just feels bizarrely better, and it just... Yeah. But I still can't do what I need to do to progress the thing I was trying to progress last year. And it's just... Yeah, it gets to you. After a while, it just gets to you. But, again, it comes back to, you're saying there's too much noise. I agree, there's fully too much noise in so many aspects of life. Your noise is appreciated.
Thank you, mate. It's very kind of you. Have a safe evening, and we will speak again soon. Thank you for the kind words.
And please, cut me off.
I'm not going to do it.
Oh, come on.
Okay. Eve says, the PayPal donations, do they get split 50-50 with Iain and Kath? Yeah. Every penny that we make from this goes straight down the middle, whether it comes from the bits that you throw, your donations, your subs, the live reads, the PayPal, the merch, straight down the middle, 50-50. So I hope that puts your mind at ease. Dave, Dave, who we just spoke to, has just had a message from a friend saying their friend's dad has died.
Oh, man.
Was that just since we've spoken? Isn't it?
Just let them know you're there. Nothing you can say will make it better. But just let them know that you're there if they want to talk about it or if they don't want to talk about it.
We're getting
someone.
That's from Nick.
I
from
think that's
Poseidon.
beautiful. I think that's beautiful.
We have had. Let's do the libraries now. Let me just download this. We've had so Harsh, who's advertising with. Let me just put this in because it's a little bit fiddly. So I have to go to Harsh's screen, and then what I do is I'm going to add it there. I'm going to add an image. Tell them a little bit about Harsh while I get this.
Harsh, where do we
up.
begin? I met Harsh when I was wearing leisure wear down at the park. Which park was it?
Hyde Park.
Hyde Park. Why? Because a load of adults, mostly adults, were going to go and chase each other around for half an hour. We played tag. I'm terrible at tag. I don't like running around. I just don't like it. Never liked it. I was always more of a let me stay in and read my books. So we played tag. Little did I know that down the line he would become one of our first bunch of sponsors. Now, Harsh Singh, very gentle soul, very thorough person, and he's an accountant. And he works in corporate during the day, and he started doing favours for it started off as a dentist who said, listen, if you could do my books for me, then I'll sort your teeth out for nothing. Let's just say Harsh has the most beautiful teeth in his area.
He's got
and
great
deservedly so. So anyway, he can do your hard sums for you, so taxes, all that kind of stuff. Everyone needs a good accountant when you need an accountant, and he's a good one.
But he hasn't got a logo. This is his logo, and it's crap. And I said, mate, it's crap. That's an embarrassment. And he said, okay, well, what can we do? I said, leave it to our listeners. Our listeners will come up with a logo. So we got rid of that. Where is it? Let's get rid of that, right? So that is gone.
That's history. Forget about that. It was informative.
Now,
but
these are some of the ones we've had. This has just come in from... We'll do that one last, actually.
Yeah, because it's...
So this is from Ben. Ben, thank you. Look at that.
It's beautiful.
That is swish, isn't it? It just fits nicely. Look at that. So that's that, right? So that's one. Thank you, Ben. I love that. I think that's great. And then Paddy went to town.
He really did.
And he sent us a letter. I've picked 2 from Paddy for tonight, and we'll show the rest later. Look at that.
Oh.
Hello, Muck Mucks. Look at that. Isn't that? That's like Qbert. Do you remember Qbert?
Yes.
I used to love that game, Qbert. Hello, Muck Mucks, my darling girl.
She's feeling better.
Yeah. And then this is another one of Paddy's that he sent him.
Hello, little darling. Oh, that to me looks more hair salon-y or hair colour.
It does. I think we need the numbers and stuff on there, but thank you. And then Nick from Poseidon just sent this one in, and this one is in the lead so far. Where have I put it? It's here. So literally, this just came in a second ago.
Oh.
HF Sing & Co. Limited, we do difficult numbers and stuff.
They do.
So, that's harsh. That's harsh. You used to tell me off for doing that joke.
Harsh but fair.
That's a bit harsh. So, Harsh is the newest...
Sing and you're winning.
...advertiser. I don't know if that's racist.
No.
I don't know if it is. I used to have a... Anyway, people who aren't racist, as far as we know...
Well...
Somers Waste Solutions. SommersWasteSolutions.com. SommersWasteSolutions.com. They want to make your company more efficient, greener. They want to save you money. And they can. They're the one-stop shop for all of your waste needs, whether you're like a shop, or like, tiny little shop, or you're a huge office block or a hospital or anything in between. They are the people to go to. And what they've done, what they've cleverly done, is they've introduced the idea of a company pet.
Although they don't actually own this cat.
He looks like a rabbit, doesn't he?
He just wandered in.
Go from the bottom up.
Yes, if you gave him, if you cut off
his ears
the
were longer.
ears, yeah.
That's a rabbit.
Oh, he's got lovely colouring.
This is Bob. And Bob has started the trend for pets representing their companies. Now, Poseidon have a pet. Now, Poseidon, we have actually gotten a little bit of trouble.
Oh no, why?
We have gotten a little bit of trouble because of the Zeus stuff. It turns out we are not allowed to show Zeus.
Oh.
Because he's undercover at the moment.
Yep.
But we are allowed to show this.
That's not Zeus. Nothing like that. Doesn't look anything.
We would like to officially apologise to Poseidon Safety Management if we have in any way endangered your company and Zeus, or put any missions in Devon and Cornwall at risk by showing pictures of your undercover operatives.
Or any similar creature.
And we shouldn't have said that Zeus is scared of cats. Because
it's not true.
Well, it is true.
It's
Ixnay
on the
Atskay. You said Atsnay.
I know. Well, I couldn't believe you were still talking.
Poseidon Safety Management.
It's Ixnay.
Ixnay
on the Atskay.
That's what I said. I taught my kids Pig Latin when we were in Rome having pizza. Taught them Pig Latin. What a joy. And then we went and saw a film and there was some Pig Latin in it and they were able to translate it. I think it was the Angry Birds 2.
Oh.
Yeah, there's Pig Latin in it.
Of course there's Pig Latin in it.
Of course there was. Poseidon Safety Management, keeping Devon and Cornwall a whole lot safer. And where would we be? Big up the Gregorian.
Right up.
Gregorian Emerson Family Law Solicitors, gelaw.co.uk. If you're getting divorced, send them, go to their website, click on their link, That's it, really. They'll help, and they won't take the piss. That's it. Gregorian Emerson, family law solicitors, they won't take the piss. It's as
There
good
we
a
go.
slogan as any.
We found the slogan.
If you want to advertise with us, there's the email. Just going across right now, latenightalternative@gmail.com. It's probably cheaper than you think. It is hundreds, not thousands. And it's in the low hundreds. Because we've had a few people who got in touch, and we've told them the price. They've gone, oh, I thought it'd be like 10 grand or something. No. This isn't radio. This isn't TV. This is brand new. We are total innovators here, right? We want to help you, and you're helping us. So send us, and Harsh is a one-man band. He's not, he's an accountant, but I think he should be a one-man band. It's hundreds, not thousands. So drop us an email, and who knows? Who knows? We might be bigging you up. Jesus. We'll do that in the next hour.
We're getting some lovely artwork.
Oh.
Yeah, potential standards.
What's his name? Not Richard E. Grant. Ricky Gervais used to say when I was on the 11 o'clock show, I looked like a Muppet baby Hugh Laurie, which I think kind of makes sense, actually. We're doing a quiet. I'm going to go for a pee in a minute.
I could really do with a drink.
Well, let's go and get a drink. Would you excuse
I don't
us?
want pee. That sounded like
What do you fancy? I haven't got any Coke. I've got fruit shoots. I've got
Let's
cream
go and have a
soda.
look. Let's have a look. I'll see.
Would you bear with us for a second?
Just gonna have a look in the minibar. Yeah, get one. Oh. Everyone got their snacks? Just decaf coffee really does.
Not very nice, is it?
No, not really.
Maybe it's worth shopping around trying to find a nicer, spending a bit more. The thing my son ordered from Fiverr, I think, has arrived. Just we got a phone call.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Are you live? Is
Yes.
this the people live stream?
This is the people live streaming. Yeah, is this the person calling?
Yes.
Hello. What's your name?
Hi. I watched your live stream. My name is Elliot Giles 123. I was on
Elliot
your
Giles,
live.
1, 2, 3. Hello, Elliot Giles.
So,
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Got a nice can of cream soda.
I hope
I'm
you're
good.
enjoying it.
I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it.
Yeah. So, how is quarantine going on with?
I'm a bit bored of it now. I'm a little bit bored of it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I call it quarantine. It's how I pronounce it.
You call it whatever you want to call it. It is lockdown, quarantine, misery, the last days, you know. You call it whatever you want to call it. How are you finding it?
How am I finding it? I'm finding it okay because now I've got Twitch. I can just go on there and watch other people's live streams, and you know what? It's actually making me quite happy. So.
Is it? Well, that's good to know.
Yeah, I always tune in when you ever go live.
Thank you. Well, that's really nice to know, Elliot Giles. 1, 2, 3.
And
Is it 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4?
well, is it on there? I think I went on there and you should see it.
I can't see it right now, but
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll see it at some point.
Yeah, I just noticed that. I was gonna say your live stream looked like a TV show, like a TV news show.
Thank you.
Because it had at the bottom, "Cool now."
Yeah, cool now. But imagine that. Imagine, and I wouldn't suggest you do this, Elliot Giles. 1, 2, 3, 4. But imagine putting your phone number online so that anybody could call you. Isn't that's a little bit?
That's a stupid thing to do.
That's a dumb thing to do, right?
Yeah, it is probably dumb.
It is a dumb thing. So do not do it.
I like you. You're very giggly.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just so excited to be.
Why are you excited?
Because I'm talking to you guys. Like, I literally watch you guys like every time. So.
Well, that's really kind. Thank you. Do you play games yourself?
Oh yeah, I play quite a lot of games.
What are you playing at the moment?
I'm actually playing Hello Neighbour.
Oh, what's that?
Oh gosh, have you never seen Hello Neighbour?
Oh, hang on. I do know about this. It's horrible, isn't it? Isn't it like, it sounds like a jolly game, but actually it's quite murderous.
Well, it's basically where this person captures the other person, and you've got to try and sneak in the house.
But can you, Elliot Giles 1, 2, 3, 4, can you solve the problems, or do you have to do what me and my son did when we played it, and just keep watching YouTube and then copying YouTube?
Oh no! I went on there first try and solved all the problems.
Shut the front door. Really?
Yeah, I knew what to do.
Wowzers! I'm very
It sounds like you're
impressed.
pretty awesome.
Very, very impressed.
I'm quite a popular gamer.
Oh, really?
I have a YouTube channel.
And how many subscribers have you got?
Oh, not a lot.
Enough.
Well, I wouldn't. Yeah, enough to cope with.
Sorry, the reason I'm looking down is because my boy. Do you know the website Fiverr, Elliot?
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
My boy has ordered something, and I'm just going to show it to Catherine. He's ordered this clip to go on his thing.
Yeah. So, I know that you're sitting in you both of you are sitting in your chairs, because I actually went on the live stream before.
Well, yeah, we're sitting in our different chairs. We're giving away, well, it's going to be for over 18s, I'm afraid, but we're giving away our Noble chairs next week, which is very exciting.
I don't care. You know, I don't care about the giveaways. I'm just there to watch and have fun.
I like your style, Elliot. Thank you. It's really nice to talk to you.
Oh, have you got to go now?
Well, we'll still carry on talking if you want.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Okay. Do you mind if I do this? Like, it's going to be quite funny. You're honestly going to probably laugh.
What are you going to do? Not a Jamaican accent, is it?
No.
Okay, good.
Breaking news. We have just found out that these people who they call themselves the Twitch people have been so silly that they've put their number on Twitch Live. How daft are they? Breaking news, back to BBC Two.
The answer? Proper daft.
Proper daft. Elliot, I am going to say goodnight now. Thank you.
All right.
Bye. You give us a call again. Thank you very much indeed. My Stream Deck stopped working, and I know why. It's because the kids were playing around with it. Can I just quickly go and show this thing next door?
Yeah.
Is that all right? Because
It's very exciting.
This is really exciting.
So can I say what it is? Or no?
No, because it gives away what they're doing.
All right.
If you can do it in a way that doesn't...
You know, Fiverr, you can go on and people with skills can do kind of things. Well, someone with skills has done a thing for his kids and they're going to be so excited about it. You might even hear them screaming through the wall. Or you can imagine it. But good old people with skills on Fiverr. And yeah. Oh, Elliot was just lovely, wasn't he? Anyway, we're doing a kind of more laid back than usual, but more laid back stream tonight because we're just having it's a lot of stuff to take in at the moment, you know? Go online, everyone feels like they've got to have an opinion and make a comment about stuff. Stuff that it will make no difference at all to the other person's life that they comment on. So we've decided that we're just going to keep it zipped, unless absolutely necessary tonight. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Peter, it keeps saying this, and I've seen it. I really think you and Iain should have a midweek break every Wednesday.
We might do. If my college course goes the way I think we might do, but we're going to do 5 shows a week. But thank you, Pete. We've got our eyes on it. You take this one, Kev.
Hello.
Hello.
Turn your Twitch feed off and listen to us through Skype or through your phone, and it'll be a lot easier for everyone.
Okay, right. I'm just.
I think you might have done it.
Yeah, I have.
Who's this?
I'm just ringing up to say hello and what a lovely evening you're giving us this evening.
Ah, thank you.
What's your name?
Lulu.
Lulu. Because I can type what it is I can type these names in on my Skype, and it means next time you call in we can go, hello Lulu.
And we'll know exactly who it is.
Why have I spelled Lulu? How are you spelling Lulu? Are you spelling it like the pop singer? Or
Yeah,
L-O...
yeah.
You're spelling it that way? Because why did I type it that way? No one types it that way. There we go, that's better. Hello Lulu.
Hello. I just thought I'd give you a ring.
Thank you very much.
It has been a lovely show tonight, and I like the peace and quiety bit and hearing how you're all doing and everything. I think what you were saying, Iain, earlier about not feeling good enough and all of that lot, I think a lot of us are going through that at the moment.
Yep, I'm sure.
With the lockdown and everything.
There is a real sense of fatigue with this lockdown, and what one of our callers said earlier about taking a big step back with their mental health. I as I was driving to KFC, I thought I think I've gone back quite a bit in terms, not completely unrecoverable, but it's not. It's an unhealthy time physically and mentally for millions of people.
Yeah, it's quite frightening because we've all lost a footing. Everything that we relied on to keep us on the straight and narrow, well, not even on the straight and narrow, because it's all right to wander off on a different path, but it's like all the gates are shut for everybody at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a great way of putting a really horrible situation.
We've got limited control.
That's totally gone, absolutely totally gone. And I mean, with me, my OCD has gone a bit bonkers at the moment.
Has it?
I wish it was a cleany bit, but it isn't. It's just checking the gas and unwanted thoughts and things like that. And I appreciate what you said, Iain, about feeling why am I here? What am I doing? I'm useless, this, that and the other. But you have to give your head a wobble and look around and see mirrored in everybody else, see how they look at you through their eyes. And it kind of helps you balance a little bit, because I was feeling pretty useless for ages, and I thought to myself, well, I'm not doing bad, really.
That can help. Yeah, that can help. I'm glad that worked for you. It can help some people sometimes, definitely, to be able to do that, I think.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us have been more left alone with ourselves than is good for us.
Yeah,
there's no escape from your thoughts by losing yourself in routine and just cracking on, or distracting yourself with something outside,
I think that's why I'm quite lucky, is that I've spent 20 years at home. So I'm married and everything, and hubby goes to work, and I've got my dogs and everything, but I'm quite solitary anyway. But the weird thing was, just as I was thinking, right, I'm going to go out and do everything, lockdown came along, and I thought, oh, you git.
You're just building yourself up, ready to do it.
Yeah, I was like, right, here I go, well, and then all of a sudden it says, right, we're in lockdown now. And I'm like, oh. And it's worth thinking that you can't do something when you didn't anyway before lockdown happened.
Yeah.
Because it's that control thing again, isn't it?
I also have, Lulu, I have so much I want to do here. I've got so many books that I've bought over the years. I'm one of those people that buys books and then doesn't read them. So I've got stacks. I would have a low estimate of I've got 150 books that I've bought over the past few years, the past decade, that I've not read. And I've got rid of a load, and I've kept the ones that I want to read. And I've got some really good movies that I want to watch. I bought a Bruce Lee box set that I'm really keen to dive into. It's all upscaled to 4K, and they've all got commentaries and bonus stuff, and I really want to watch it. And I've got some really old, good, classic video games I want to play. And yet last weekend, and this weekend coming up, but last weekend I was nothing to do, and I was overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I was overwhelmed by the choice, so I did nothing.
Exactly.
Isn't that incredible?
I thought.
And how did you feel about that, though?
I felt like I'd wasted the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for the early stages of lockdown, I painted loads. All of a sudden, I rediscovered painting, and I painted and painted and painted. And while I was painting one painting, I could already think of the next one. Now I feel like, well, I've started one actually because I've got a deadline, because I'm doing it for someone else, right? And it helps to have a deadline, because I would never have picked it up otherwise.
Yeah.
But now I can't even concentrate on a book. I've got loads. I've got a big pile, and I really fancied them when I bought them. And when the moment comes to read them, I'll open them, and I might manage 2 pages, and then I realise that I'm not actually reading it anymore. I'm just looking at it, and I'm thinking about something else,
It's fantastic. It was really lovely watching on Twitter all of your, from the start and how you progressed, and oh, girl, you're wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm just going to say thank you, because I see where it's lacking. It's never as good as it is in my head when I plan it out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but my sister-in-law's like that, and I have to stop her and say, "Don't gild the lily."
Yeah.
Everybody else doesn't know your vision.
Yeah, it's true.
So that's where you think to yourself, oh, because I used to do stuff years ago, and I just used to overdo it, and people used to go, oh. and somebody said to me, no, you don't gild the lily, just because nobody else knows how it was supposed to turn out.
Yeah, yeah.
And you've got to breathe and think to yourself, show it to somebody and see what they think, because you'll be forever doing a painting.
Yeah.
You'll never finish it, because you'll just think, I need another spatter there, I need this there.
Oh, actually, there comes a point with mine where I actually have to say to myself, now leave it alone.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll be painting it and I think this isn't working, and I have to sort of push through the really ugly stage of it where I think it's going wrong, and then all of a sudden it'll click and it'll be 10 minutes later it'll be finished. But it's almost like a sort of mental battle with myself.
Wall, isn't it?
Yeah, you feel like
a writer's block, but it's painting, you just think, holy moly.
I'll spend 20 minutes resisting the urge to screw it up and put it in the bin. But do you know what also helps is when I feel like that sometimes, if I don't want to push through it, if I leave it alone and let it dry a bit, and then I come back and I go, oh, that's actually all right.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
You know.
I think you're fabulous, love. So.
I'm just posting a link in the chat, not to embarrass you, Catherine, but a few people have said, "Oh, I'd like to have a quick look at Kath's art."
I would probably built it up for you now.
And I've just put a link in the chat. So if you want to go and have a little look,
check it because it's
great. Isn't it?
It's bloody marvellous.
I've got cushions. I've got painting right in
here's one
front
of
of
the
me
cushions.
that I can look at. There we go. There's a cushion.
And
We've
the
got
mug.
mugs. She's done a lovely picture of my George, my little hairy George.
It's a cat, by the way, for newcomers.
And I love it. And I've got it on my walls. And the picture of George, I thought, oh, that'll look good in my bedroom. And I put it up there and I thought, nah, it's too good for the bedroom. No one's going to see it. So I put it in the living room, and it's, I think you're brilliant. And I know that you struggle to think that people think you're brilliant. You think people think I'm brilliant. But you struggle to accept that you have your own different brilliance, and that you are talented at this, and you are talented at painting, and you are talented at doing stuff on your own, and you've just had the confidence knocked out of you.
A bit, yeah.
I think you're fucking brilliant.
Whoa!
Oh, I do. Sorry, I do. I love you. I think you're brilliant. I think you're brilliant.
So do many girls. So never doubt yourself. Just listen to everybody else when you get that feeling.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, darling.
Thank you, Lulu. Nice to talk to you. You take care of yourself.
Sure, thank you. Bye.
Tutty bye. Tutty bye. I do think you're brilliant. That warranted that F-bomb there. For emphasis. It did. Warranted it for emphasis.
Well, I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Chips and Gravy. Chips and Gravy says, that donkey mug is mine. It's good. It's good. That's
that
in
donkey.
my house.
Now, this donkey is crazy. That sort of painted itself. I didn't think I would be able to do it. I thought, oh, this stone wall's going to come out rubbish. That came out really nice. I was really thrilled with the stones on it. It painted itself. And then other times I can't think of what I want to paint. Oh, hello, Lisa Marie.
Hi.
Hello, you all right?
Yeah.
Do you want to sit silently with us for a couple of minutes?
If you want, I'm not bothered.
Unless you have something you want to say.
I just wanted to say hi and that I think Kath is brilliant too. I've seen some of her art and it's really good.
Thanks. Thank you. That's really kind of you. It's the second time you've rung up and said something nice about me. I appreciate it.
How are you doing, Lisa?
I'm doing good.
What have you done today?
Well, today not much, but then about 6 I went out with some family for a meal.
Was it as nice as the giant KFC that I ordered for? That was a good KFC.
Oh my God, I was
Sometimes
so
I've not
hungry.
had to. This is only like the 6th KFC I've ever had in my life, possibly the 5th actually. It was incredible. Was it as good as that?
Yeah.
Oh, what did you have?
I had this massive cod and chips with mushy peas.
Oh, I like the mushy peas. I really do. I had a tin of mushy peas the other day. When lockdown was coming, has just started, or I don't think it quite just started, and I said to Kath, we have got to stock up on tins because they were kind of telling us that we might have to isolate for longer.
Yeah, and there might be shortages at the shops and stuff. And it seemed like it was over egging it. And I remember buying some stuff and putting it in the garage and explaining it to my parents, and they looked at me like I was nuts, like I was like a prepper.
Well, I remember I was in bed, I was doing a Tesco shop, just ordering tins, and I said to Kath, I recommend you do the same. What's the worst that could happen is you get stuck with a load of tins. But so I've got tinned ravioli. Oh, beautiful. I got tinned fruit. I got so many tins, and of course we didn't need the tins, but I've got them, and I'm slowly digging into them.
It saved me going to the shop for a few days.
Exactly. I got tins of soup, but the other day I was going through the tins, Lisa Marie, and I found a tin of mushy peas, and I thought, you know what? I'm having that whole goddamn tin.
What, just peas?
No, I had chips.
All right.
And I had some sausages.
Right.
But it was great. I like the mushy peas.
Yeah,
mushy peas. Let's have a look at your little friend with you, please.
Shelley.
Hello,
Shelley. Oh, do you know what? I love the mittens.
I don't think I think mine have all buggered off. Yeah, beautiful eyes. They've all gone.
Yeah.
They've all gone. They're not talking to me. All right, Lisa. All right, Shelley. Nice to talk to you. We'll see you later on. Bye-bye, Shelley.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Lisa. I have to talk to her like she's a cat. Bye-bye, Shelley. Bye-bye, Lisa. So I talk to the cats. Roger deserves a 60-second timeout. I eat tinned ravioli cold. We will not.
No, that's
we don't
filth.
We don't encourage perversion in this.
I do like
60-second timeout, please.
I do like spaghetti and sausages. And I know they've got very little to do with actual spaghetti or actual sausages, but flipping out, they're so good.
Yeah. Seriously, 60-second timeout for Roger. That is disgusting.
Filth.
My kids could see that. My kids might watch that.
Might give them ideas. Ah, the Paul of all Pauls.
Hello.
If your name is Paul, this guy has dominion over you. That means, for some of the thicker Pauls, he owns your ass.
He's the head Paul.
Oh, look at that T-shirt.
Oh, now then.
Is that... Have you got... Has he got... Oh.
I don't like it.
Paul.
Yes. Yeah, well, I wanted to say I'm loving the chilled vibe. And with regards to what you were saying earlier, Iain, about your situation, I suppose it applies to us all. Surrender. Surrender it all. Be in the moment. It's the only place that peace is found.
Yeah, I know, and I'm really trying to, and I'm trying. You know that saying, I am trying so hard to be zen right now.
Exactly. Stop trying.
And that's not surrender. That's battling it. And I know about surrender because obviously, maybe not so obviously for some people, but in addiction, you for years I fought being a drug addict. I fought it. I thought, well, I'll change drugs. I will only do drugs at a certain time. I'll go into therapy. I'll go and see a psychiatrist. I will read books about drugs and all of this. And in the end, the only way I could stop taking drugs was to surrender to the fact that I am powerless over drugs. I had to surrender. And surrender sounds like giving up. And it's not, man. It's not. But this whole imagery of going to... They're battling cancer. They're fighting this disease. They're fighting their situation. With addiction, couldn't do it. I had to surrender. Drugs beat me. Drugs are way more powerful than I can ever be. And once I accepted that and surrendered to that, I could start living without them. And yes, it can. I know that it can apply slight little differences to stress and to noise and to hubbub and to self-doubt and self-pity and all of those things. But trying so hard to be zen.
Come back to your breathing.
It's funny as you say that. I've noticed that I'm holding my stomach really tight. I'm holding it, and I'm breathing here, really shallow little breath here. I'm not, and my stomach is a knot.
Yeah.
Varies for different people, but if you can average 3 breaths a minute, it's a very calming space to be in.
Okay, Roger's going to get a 2-minute timeout if my mods are paying attention, because Roger says, I'm playing Fall Guys, so I laugh at your 60-second timeout. Well, I laugh at you playing Fall Guys, Roger, because my mods are idiots and they didn't time you out. So what's interesting is at the start of this stream, Paul, we had a handful of people say they're taking the piss. I've had enough of this. I'm out. And I did think for a bit, well, not worried about the numbers tonight. Not worried about the numbers. I thought, okay, it's going to be a low number stream. But we're about 900 now, which is great. Which is great. I'm starting to let go of the numbers as well. As I said to Catherine, I want to go a bit more avant-garde. I really want to scare some people off. And she went, okay, fine. This isn't it. But I think it's interesting, isn't it, that people are... Maybe it's one of several things. The two that spring to mind. People are scared of silence because then they hear what's in here louder. But also people think that as this is a show, we need to be seen. We need to show our workings out. We need to be seen to be working. And sitting here, not saying anything, doesn't look like work. When actually, to sit in front of nearly 1,000 people and do nothing is so tough, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
This is the hardest show I feel we have done, because I want to make noises. I want to shout. I want to get my ukulele that's over there and sing. I want to ting the bell. I'm having to surrender. I'm having to put all of those tools down and come in empty-handed.
And if I'm honest, and I mean no disrespect, but it's probably the most powerful show you've done so far in this medium.
Thank you.
Thanks,
no disrespect taken.
You've created an extraordinary space, and it's made all of the noise around me almost excruciatingly loud.
And that's scary for a lot of people.
Yeah. They want distracting.
Yeah, that's what television is. That's what a lot of radio is. That's what music is to a certain extent. It's to take you out. It's what drugs is. It's what sex is. What food is to a certain extent. To take you out of yourself and stop this little, what's that roundabout in Paris where it's really busy? Is it the Arc de Triomphe?
No.
Montmartre?
No, it's...
Do you know the one I mean? That huge...
Oh, it is next to the Arc de Triomphe.
The Arc de Triomphe, that roundabout. You know the one I'm talking about, Paul? It's really famous. It's in a few movies. And it's just... You just look at it, you think, my God, how does anyone navigate that? And that's what my brain is like. And being left with that is terrifying. And a big... Mama TV says, I haven't seen a stream like this. This is just what the streaming world needs. And there's another thing. So many of the streams on Twitch and on YouTube, they are, and we've watched a lot of YouTube videos today because the kids like watching their YouTubers. Very fast cuts, very quick, very noisy, lots of images flashing up, lots of shouting, which is great.
A lot of the way particularly the younger people speak on the YouTube videos, they're speaking as fast as they can as well, and it's really loud, and and they're putting a lot of enunciation in, and then because they don't want you to lose concentration for a second.
Some of them, and also what they do, some of that is sped up. They also, they cut out the silences.
Yeah.
So I would say something like this, and then I'd say this. They would cut out the gap. So it's just...
Sometimes they'll put a thing in the middle, so it'd be like, wait, what? I mean, it's...
So and look, and we're talking about it, and we're speeding up.
To do it. Yeah. But this is why, when the kids are watching it and I'm not really paying attention, the noise of it is just aggravation, isn't it? But it's not for me. It's not for me.
thank you both for tonight. Very much.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. Stay safe. Lots of love to your wife, and we'll speak soon. Bye-bye.
Bye, Paul.
Very, very nice guy. We've had the pleasure of meeting.
He's just like that all the time. He's the sort of person who asks you how you are, and you know you can't flim-flam him.
Can you trust me for a second? I don't want you to see something. The picture that's been sent through. It's a drawing of me, okay, by Stephen, who does a lot of our artwork. You can look now. And his messages. I drew this in complete silence.
Why does that look so frenetic?
If I haven't got a cat here, otherwise I would recreate it. Are there any cats in here?
Look at the cat's face. Yeah, loving it.
Thank you, mate. Thank you, Stephen. I was nervous when your name popped up. Of course, there's Catherine. In case.
I mean, apparently. What does that look like? That looks like the mum from Home Alone. Kevin?
Oh, Catherine O'Hara. Oh my gosh, don't.
Does so, doesn't it?
Oh, Catherine O'Hara. Catherine O'Hara. Oh, look, I showed Skype, but luckily there were no phone numbers available for the first time. And we did the ads the live reads this out, didn't we? Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Close to 1,000 people watching us not do very much.
And you're welcome. Gosh, someone bought a couple of paintings.
As a result of that?
Well, I'm guessing.
Wonderful.
Thank
well
you.
Done. Thank you. The paintings don't get split 50-50 because that's Catherine's thing. So that all goes to her.
I spend it all on booze and tattoos, obviously.
If you missed it, here's the link for Catherine's pictures if you want to go and have a little look. They're great. They're great quality. So she doesn't print them, they get printed by someone else, but just posted the link, Vix.
Yeah, my jigsaw stream.
I can't do a painting because my art is awful.
I bet your paintings would be good.
No, they're not. It's terrible.
Why don't you just paint for yourself?
Because I don't enjoy it, and I don't enjoy it. I get no pleasure from it.
Uh-huh.
I'm embarrassed by the end result.
Oh.
So yeah, if you buy the paintings, that goes totally towards to Catherine. Spiderfish is angry. This show is not the rudes and swears which I came for.
Bugger off.
It's still unprofessional though. Still very, very unprofessional. I don't know what that is. I think that's spam, so we're going to just send that, block that.
Yeah.
Oh. Do you know what, Nina? Thank you for that. She sent us some music, which we won't play tonight. It does cause problems for us, music. The last few streams, I had to cut out the Beatles. If you're playing the Beatles, even a cover version, gets you banned in a lot of countries, Canada and America and a lot of Europe. So, and playing any music means we make £1.50 a video on YouTube. But it's still, those £1.50s are going to add up after a year, and we don't get it. Sometimes I'll let it ride, and we will do a music show, possibly Friday, maybe next week, where we just play music and we don't care about it. The Beatles, I'm cutting it out on YouTube, and generally I leave it. So you have sent us your husband playing some music, which I'm really looking forward to, but we won't play it tonight, if that's all right. We'll play it tomorrow, so thank you, Scudge. Oh, Punflower's in the chat. Punflower, let me come to you in a second. Alistair's on the phone. Hey, Alistair.
Evening.
Hello.
Lovely quiet show. Am I speaking too quietly? Can you hear me?
And you're speaking beautifully.
Lovely. Just wanted to say that I've been watching Honey Boy, Ian.
The Shia LaBeouf movie I
That's it.
mentioned. What do you reckon?
Well, I've not watched it all through yet, but I'm loving it. But I can't watch it. I mean, I can't watch any film these days in one sitting. But this one in particular, I mean, some of it's quite a hard watch as well. But
Can I ask what bits? For those who don't know, Shia LaBeouf wrote, I don't know if he directed it, but he certainly wrote a film about a child actor who, as he becomes an adult, has troubles with addiction and goes into rehab, and a lot of it boils down to kind of a semi-abusive, if you can have semi-abusive relationship, certainly a neglectful relationship with his dad. Which bits are you finding difficult to watch? Because I suspect they might be slightly different to the bits that I found difficult to watch.
Yeah, some of the physical abuse scenes, and also it was really weird because he starts off being really nice when he sees the guy who the child likes, and he likes to go off and do stuff.
The mentor, what they call Big Brother over there, but a mentor, yeah.
And that slow build-up, and you can tell that it's brilliantly done, because you can tell that even before he kind of goes off on one, that it's simmering inside.
There's simmering. Perfect. Yeah. The bit that really got me, it's really early on. It's when the kid is coming off the movie set and the dad is flirting with a woman.
Yeah.
That was my dad.
Yeah.
That was my dad. My dad was more subtle about it, but that was my dad. And you just, and I've seen him do it in front of me. And I just think, Christ, why would you do that in front of a kid? That was my dad. To a certain extent, different style, but that was my dad. It's some film. I wasn't expecting anything from it, but I got a lot from it. I won't say I enjoyed it, but I got a lot from it.
And I mean, the acting is I think absolutely superb as well. So
the kid's amazing. I don't know who the kid is, but he's incredible.
Yeah, and I think everything about it is really well put together, and I look forward to finishing it tomorrow.
What's interesting? We're talking about Honey Boy, David. What's interesting is at the end, there's no spoiler here at all, but in the credits, so he's playing his dad, and in the credits they show pictures of his dad, and because it's an odd look he's gone for, if you know what I mean. It's an odd look with the thinning hair and the all of that. It's exactly what his dad looked like. The pictures of his dad and him as a boy are incredible. And when you see the pictures of him and a boy, his dad and him as a boy, and you know what was going on behind the scenes, it's they're family snapshots of people smiling, and you know what's going on. It sounds really miserable. It is a film about triumph and about redemption, and about how some families just don't work. Some families just don't work.
Yeah, and yet we still have it kind of rammed home by society that they're your family, they're your parents. You've got to look after them and listen to them when what they say. And unfortunately, sometimes you're better off without them. Sometimes it's more harmful having them around.
But the point being, he's a kid and he has no choice. He needs his dad. He needs to have an adult with him to chaperone him on film sets. And his dad is the only one able and willing to do it. It's a really good film. Really good film.
So thanks for mentioning that. And
my absolute pleasure, Alistair.
It's difficult for me at the moment finding decent stuff actually on Amazon.
There's not a lot on Amazon. Is you've really got to search hard, which is why when I saw it pop up, And you IMDb a film on Amazon, and they get like 4.6. You go, I'm not watching that. And this got 8 something, and I thought, nah, this is not going to be. I'm going to give it 10 minutes, but it's not going to be good on Amazon Prime. And I was
good.
blown away by it. There's a couple of gems hidden in there, but you've really got to chip away at the crap to get there.
That's right. Anyway, look after yourselves, and you know I love you. Bye.
Bye, mate.
Good night, Alistair.
Punflower's in the chat. I'm so confused with days. Punflower was who we raided
last night,
wasn't it? And for those who don't know, hello, Punflower. You're welcome to Skype us if you want. TLNA, if you want, and we'd love to have a chat with you. Part of me thinks we don't do a raid tonight to let people go and think. I would like this. We haven't talked about this, so I'm not fussed either way. But part of me thinks it would be nice to let this end and let people sit with the peace that comes with this. But
sounds good to me.
Do you think?
I haven't got a problem with that.
So what we normally do, we probably won't be doing tonight, is at the end we do a thing called a raid, and it's a thing on Twitch, and it's a really lovely way of finding new artists, new musicians, new gamers. Although we haven't done any gamers yet, but I'm totally up for doing that at some point. New people, and what we tend to do is we've been going to the music section the last week or the just chatting section. Loads of different sections on Twitch. And instead of starting at the top, what they call the top, we go to the bottom, and by bottom it's the lowest number of viewers.
But isn't it funny that most of the time, as we're looking, and there are loads and loads and loads, it's like all these different windows into people's worlds, right? But our eyes always seem to settle on the same person. Haven't you found that?
Oh, we both
we're
go
looking for them. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, there's something about it, and we look for viewers that have got 0, 1, 2, 3, 8, 12 viewers. Unless we see someone who's brilliant, but we tend to go. Hang on a second. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Michelle.
How are you?
All right, thank you very much indeed. How are you doing?
I'm all right, actually. I just wanted to follow up about the movie you were talking about.
Yes.
And sometimes you're better without your family. Well, I've recently had to cut out most of my family due to the situation I went through.
Yeah.
And definitely...
Michelle, I'm going to be really annoying.
Okay.
Have you got a fan on?
Oh, yes. Hold on.
Could you turn it off? Because it's
whistling around your microphone.
It's moving around. And as it just catches your microphone, it drowns you out. And then when it goes back, we get to hear you again. I'm really sorry. I'll tell you what, as a sign of solidarity, I'm turning our fan off as well. Sorry, Michelle. So it was just cutting your microphone out for a second. And this sounded too important to miss. Go on.
Yeah, so basically what the situation was, sorry, I'm in bed, is when I was very young, I think I was about 12, my uncle started sexually abusing me, and it went on for about 20 years. And it started happening shortly after my parents got divorced, so I kind of just kept it low because my mum didn't handle it too well. So I didn't really want to add to the whole situation, And it got to the point when my mum passed away in 2006. My uncle and his sister, my aunt and uncle, I come from a massive family. There's about 200 of us. It's a lot of us. We booked a table to have a family dinner. Only a few turned up. We had to have a table for 42 people in the restaurant. But yeah, so they kind of took over my life, and I grew up, you might know it, kind of near Banbury, kind of Midland kind of area. Yeah. And they moved me into the same block of flats that they were in Hayes. So it was a huge culture shock. I'd only come up here, I don't know, once or twice a year for Christmas or Easter or whatever. But he used to send me a lot of text messages and call me late at night when we did come up here. I was very touchy-feely, that kind of thing, all through my childhood. And then after my mum passed away, I was 18. And then he used to come up every night. And I only stayed there for about 3 years. And I then moved to America, which is where my dad is, and where my son was born. And I stayed there for, it was almost bang on 7 years. And I thought things weren't going well there. Relationship with my husband was breaking down. He didn't want to work. We were going back and forth from my dad's house to his parents' house. We were in a homeless shelter, stayed in motels, and all the rest of it. So I thought, okay, it's been 7 years. Surely you must be over it by now. So I just got our passports, booked tickets, said, screw this. I'm done with America. I can't settle here. I'm going back to England. You can either come with me or not. So he did. And he stayed for about 5 months out of the 6 months of his visa. And he left us when Jay was, I think he just turned about 18 months. He pretty much just left us with a tenner and went back to America with a smile on his face. So then I ended up having to live with them. I lived with them for a while, and things were bad then, and he'd get really drunk and all the rest of it. And I moved into my flat. Things got worse because then it was away from everybody and things like that. And because I lived with them, because I think it was coming up to almost a year, it was around my son a lot. And I really felt so uncomfortable about that. And I developed quite a bad drinking problem. And it was quite difficult to be in that situation for so long. And I finally moved out of their house into my own flat. And I had the landlady from hell. It just seems like things were going from bad to worse. Like she broke in and all sorts of, it was horrendous. So I finally moved into the flat I'm in now. And like I said, I had quite a bad drinking problem. I mean, it was probably 6 beers and 2 bottles of wine a night whilst I was still kind of looking after my son. And it got really bad. So I had a Christmas party and everybody came over, and I tried to talk to my family about what had been going on. And it was just, one of my aunts just kind of glazed over and just kind of, oh, yeah, okay. And so from that point, my drinking got a lot worse because I knew from that point that nobody would believe me, which was important in and of itself. So I tried to talk to somebody else about it. It's kind of like with my cousin's ex-wife about it, because she had kids that would go around them as well. I tried to warn her, it's like, look, just keep him away. And there was a huge blow up about it. Like, I'm causing trouble, getting all angry. Social services are going to get involved with her family and all the rest of it. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll keep my mouth shut. Eventually I started to try and make steps to make it better. So I started to distance myself from them as much as I could. And I tried on numerous occasions to try and sit down and explain to them, look, this is what's happened. This is why I don't want you anywhere near my son. And it would just make things so much worse. There'd be all blow-ups and arguments and all the rest of it. So then I'd shut my mouth for a little bit longer. Things would go back to the way they were. But I had this horrible, awful feeling inside. Really kind of, it would, like I would have to, they would come round expecting to take him for the weekend. Because they've got it kind of in their head that they're like his parents. They've kind of decided to take on that role because they think I'm unstable and irresponsible and all the rest of it. And I was like, okay, all right. So finally I said no. And cut them off for about a year and tried to stay in contact with the rest of my family, because it was just kind of those two that were causing most of the problems. And eventually they turned up with my aunt. People knew that we weren't getting on and I just wanted to stay away. And it just kind of continued like that. And then again, my drinking problem got worse again and it got really bad. And I got to the point where I had all my antidepressant pills on the table.
Mm.
Okay, I'm done here. There's nothing I can do about it. I've got no evidence. Police aren't going to do anything, which was then verified because there was an incident further on. But yeah, and I kind of caught myself. I was like, right, hold on. So I was really drunk, had my pills in front of me, kind of writing messages on the wall and all the rest of it, all these horrendous things. And then I just thought, no, I can't do this. So I called 111, got a cab, went to the hospital, and after 6 hours of crying hysterically in the A&E, my boyfriend managed to calm me down. We just went home. They just put it down to me being drunk. And so, because I left the A&E, the police came over in the morning. I guess it was like what do they call them? A wellness check or whatever it is. And because I have a son and I was in that kind of mental state, they got social services involved. Months after that incident, there was another incident. It was really bad. I kind of went out. It started off just as a couple of pints in town while we're shopping. And then it was like, all right, well, we'll go to the pub, have a few more. And then that one shut. And I had my son with me. And then I went to another pub and I got so drunk, I went to pick him up and take him home because we were having some stupid drunken argument in front of the pub. And I fell backwards and knocked myself out.
Oh, Michelle.
So social services got involved, even more so after that. And kind of sat down and kind of spoke with them and explained my situation. And they got me involved with Victims First, who I got loads of counselling with. And I got, it's like a drug addiction program that does alcohol as well, called One Recovery in High Wycombe. I went there, and I went to all sorts of different appointments. I went to the police, wrote statements, did videos, showed them diary entries that I had from 2001, and anything I could think of. Unfortunately, of course, the way life goes, the phone that had a lot of the evidence on, I'd lost it on one of my drunken binges probably about 2 months before. So I had no evidence at all. And so naturally the police went to talk to my uncle, and that made my whole family explode. They were knocking on my door. Why are you causing problems? Why are you causing trouble? You can go away for like 10.5 years. You had to hire a solicitor. Why are you doing this? Da, 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 da. I just kept, and it just got to the point where I really did put my foot down and cut contact completely with all of them.
Well done.
And then okay, well, I'll keep in contact with a few. And then they started trying to trick me to get my son to go and see them.
Right.
Oh, take him on holiday, and then come back and he's like, oh, we did this and we did that and da-da-da-da-da-da. On one of the holidays, I guess he was swimming about in the pool. He can't swim very well, and he almost drowned. After that, they decided to buy him like armbands or rubber rings. You got to watch him. He's 4. What's wrong with you? When he was 3, they tried to teach him how to use a soldering iron and use sharp knives and things like that. Just all these little irresponsible things. Like, you have got to be kidding me. But I was the crazy one because I don't want my 3-year-old chopping up vegetables with a knife that can go through his hand, or a soldering iron, or whatever it might be. And I was the irrational parent. I was the irrational one for putting down boundaries and borders and cause and consequence, all the what I consider good parenting. If you behave well, you get this. If you don't behave well, you don't get this. Your stuff. They just completely took over, and they started telling him about how bad parents we are and how we don't know how to look after them properly, and all these different little niggly things that have really stuck in his head. So I'm still kind of battling with that. He still thinks that he still reveres them higher than he does me, which is quite hard. But it's the reality. I have to
So
take from work.
where are you now, Michelle? What's the situation today?
The situation today is I've got rid of my Facebook, so they can't send me any nasty messages or
Beautiful.
whatever it might be. I'm going to get a new SIM card tomorrow. Now my money's come through. So I'm going to change my phone number. I'm looking to go back to work here soon. But first of all, got to pass my driving test. 4th time's the charm. And because when I was in America, I trained to be a mechanic. So in order to continue along that line, I want to be a service advisor and I need a driving license. So once I get my driving license, then I can get the job that's I'm hoping, fingers crossed, I can get for about 25 grand a year-ish.
Are you sober?
Yes. I haven't pretty much from about 3 months after that final incident where I knocked myself out, I kind of knocked it on the head. I've slipped off a couple of times and it's been spectacular, but I might have a GNT once a month now.
Yeah,
and even then,
good for you.
Have like half of it. It's usually in my bath with my bubbles and my candles.
I know the place you're talking about in High Wycombe. I've been to meetings in there.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
But,
Well done.
yeah, it was. I don't have any contact with any of them now. I've cut them out completely. Yeah, and I guess the point I'm trying to make is even if you go through hell and you think you can depend on your family and you can't, do what's best for you and cut them out. You feel like a huge weight has been lifted. It's one less thing for you to worry about. You just need to focus on you, focus on what you need in your life. And what I struggled with the most is not worrying what other people think, not worrying about what they want you to do. Don't live your life by their expectations. You know what you want for your life, and take, even if it's like teeny tiny steps, like it's taken me ages, and each time I got like a nasty voicemail or a horrid email, it would set me back like 2 weeks. I would go back to, barely making my bed or barely, doing much, not hoovering and stuff. But then you just got to build yourself back up, and try and ignore it and try and. It's their problem, not yours.
Yeah.
Your problem is your life and what you do with yourself.
What's that line from Russell Brand about what other people's opinions?
None of your business.
Yeah, what other people think about me is none of my business. And it's spot on.
Because you can't change it. You can't get in their heads. They're applying all kinds of assumptions, and it's nothing to do with you. You can't.
I've got a question. How do driving lessons work with COVID? Are you both? Sorry, this might sound really flippant after what you've just said, but I found that really fascinating. I found all of it fascinating. But are you both masked up? How is it working?
I haven't actually looked into it yet.
Okay.
I've seen people in masks.
Right.
I've seen like cars driving by and they've both been in masks. I think they're still going on. But yeah, I failed last time because I didn't pull up into a box junction, and then they failed me. So other than that, it was a clean sheet.
Do it.
And I
Michelle,
to round about in thirds.
Thank you so much for sharing that. You've given us a lot. I have nothing, no comment to make because it would sound patronising. I think what you've just said is so. I think powerful sounds patronising, but you've given us a lot to think about.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you sharing that with us. So thank you so much for that.
No, that's all right. I just wanted to kind of get my story out there and say no matter how bad it can possibly get, it can always get better. If you're at rock bottom, the only way is up. So.
Exactly, man. Rock bottom is a gift. Rock bottom is a gift. It means you can stop falling and you can start climbing back up again. It's the gift. It's ugly. And for people outside who love you or watching you hit rock bottom, it's terrifying. But you have to do it. I don't know anyone that has got clean or sober or has sorted their life out that hasn't hit a really awful rock bottom. You need to do it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think it's probably like a hard life lesson that pretty much everybody needs to go through at some point or another.
Thank you, Michelle.
That's all right, no worries.
See you later on.
Thanks
You
so
take
much.
care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Now, I don't normally go for self-help books. And when I do, they usually have a massive impact on me. Like when I read The Easy Way to Stop Smoking and all that kind of stuff, right? I've been reading The Untamed by Glennon...
Medeiros.
No. What's her name? Glennon Doyle, right? And it's about her. She, if I get this right, she was kind of the poster child for a Christian mum, kind of influencer type person. And she, behind the scenes, like her husband had been unfaithful, they were trying to keep their marriage together, and then she fell in love with another woman. And her book is the one I think Adele is citing as the one that kind of freed her. And what she talks about in it, and why Michelle made me think of it, was this whole thing of settling for what everyone else wants you to do. This sort of subtitle to this book is Stop Pleasing, Start Living.
Right.
And it was good enough, right? You try and convince yourself that rocking the boat is not a good idea. You're frightened of what it might lead to if you speak your truth, if you tell them what's going on. And in her instance, that she fallen in love with this woman. And you can settle for good enough. And what she said was, good enough is what leads people to addiction. Good enough is what makes you drink too much. You know, she started drinking too much and stuff. And that, you know, there's no way of bottling this thing up without hurting yourself. It's an incredible book. I mean, I've kind of had to leave off for a while because it was getting a little bit...
Yeah.
But I'm going to finish it. And again, I don't normally make notes on books, but I've made some notes on it because it's like the Russell Brand thing, you know, these little nuggets of what other people think is none of your business. You have no control over other people's behaviour, only your attitude to, or your reaction to it. These little gems. But that book is incredible. And what a thing that Michelle's been through. God.
The book I like that I didn't finish in the end was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Oh, I've read that.
It's great.
It's so good.
It's great. Couple of things. Oak, that's my dishwasher, so don't panic. And Ansky, yeah, I know someone said they enjoyed the call or something. That's okay. I wouldn't judge them for that. I enjoyed the call. You enjoy doesn't mean, you know, you've sat down and you've watched Rocky 3. I really enjoyed Rocky 3. You can enjoy something that's painful and something that's upsetting. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that call, and I've got a lot of stuff that I will be mentally chewing over for months to come. So I wouldn't get too upset. I wouldn't get too upset that people were describing a call in a way that I would ask yourself, why are you getting so upset at people who are describing a call in the way that you didn't enjoy? That's what I would ask myself. And then I'd ask Wayne, how you doing, Wayne?
Hi, Ian. Hi, Kat.
Oh my goodness me! What is?
Look at the size of that microphone
and the distortion it creates.
Don't get mic envy.
What?
Yours has gone a bit floppy.
Mine's leaving.
How can we help you, Wayne?
I suddenly feel very exposed. This is very strange.
If you want to turn the picture off, you can turn the picture off.
No, it's fine.
If it makes you more comfortable.
No, it's fine. You're showing yourself, so you know why not. You're used to it, though. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting used to it.
How are you doing, man?
I'm all right, thanks. I'm all right. It's a good show tonight. It's very calming.
We've got a bit noisy the last hour and a half. It's hard, isn't it?
Do you know what I find fascinating is when we go in quietly, people speak up, and we get some incredible kind of stories and life experiences. Maybe people go, do you know what? Maybe now it's my time, rather than having to sort of jump in and be part of the flipping fun wagon. Anyway, thanks for phoning, Wayne.
It's okay. I saw you two. Well, I saw Ian really, but then I noticed you in the audience, Kath, at the Thread screening in Halifax.
Oh my God!
2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, that was the first time I'd seen it.
That was some night.
My God.
That was a night. Reece Dinsdale was a really nice guy, but
isn't he lovely?
Watching that film with an audience was something else. That was such silence when it finished.
Well, I had to, for those who don't know, Threads is a wonderful early 80s BBC sort of film about what would happen if there was a nuclear war and the whole world was destroyed. It's really, really bleak. I watched it when I was about 13 or 14, and I still have nightmares. It's beautiful. I really enjoyed that film, but it's the bleakest thing I've ever seen, and I still get nightmares 35 years later after seeing it for the first time. And there was a screening, and one of the stars although he doesn't survive. Rhys Dinsdale was there, and it was a lovely Q&A, and it was. But we showed the film. Me and Rhys came out, and we introduced each other. Then we showed the film, and then there was going to be an interval. Then we're going to come back for the Q&A. But I had to go out after the film, and it is bleak. And I had to do okay, everybody, well, thank you very much. We're going to have a 20-minute break if you want to go to the bar and get your drinks, and then we'll come back. How can you go out in front of an audience? That was a lot of fun. How can you go out in front of an audience after Threads? What an opening act.
It was kind of is everyone all right?
Well, you did a really good job, and I just pity the people if that was the first time they'd actually seen that film. Because I'd seen it before.
It was me.
Was it your first time, Kath?
Yeah. And I know, because he'd been winding me up and he went, it's a feel-good film and it's a lot of fun. You said, you told Rhys that you went, it's her first time seeing it. I've told her to brace herself for, a romp. But I knew it was going to be grim, but I had no idea just how grim.
I've got goosebumps thinking about it. It's incredible. I'm reading a really interesting book, a Beatles book, of course. I'm obsessed with the Beatles at the moment, Dreaming the Beatles. And it's sort of like a Beatles biography, but it's not really. It kind of looks at what, as opposed to the history, it's like why 50 years later are the Beatles still the biggest band in the world? Mm-hmm. What is it that made them magic, right? And there's a chapter called Beatles versus Stones, the Beatles versus the Stones. And apparently about 66, 67, the Rolling Stones wanted to make movies. And Mick Jagger said, it won't be like the Beatles films. We're not comedians. We think we're more real than the Beatles. For example, could you imagine Ringo holding a gun and shooting somebody? I don't think so. But you can imagine Keith doing it. Something like that.
That's not acting.
Well, one of the films that they were talking about doing was the Rolling Stones playing characters in a post-apocalyptic Britain after a nuclear war. I don't like the Stones. My God, I'd love to see that. My God, Miss Jones.
Can you imagine? Here, Keith, I found some water.
Yeah, man, let's snort it.
I'm a bit of a Beatles obsessive as well. And,
have you read that book, Wayne?
I've not read that one, but I have started listening to the Nothing Is Real podcast, thanks to your recommendation.
You are in for a treat. It gets better and better this season. They're doing it in seasons because they're normal. This season has been just incredible. And those guys, we met Steve, this is the earlier, although I've gone off Stephen because he doesn't like Babies in Black. It gets better and better. It's a really good podcast.
I started with the latest and I'm sort of working my way back. So I've just listened to the one about the fifth Beatle today.
Okay, yeah. The one, did you hear the one about the part 2 of the making of the Beatles anthology?
Yes.
That's the greatest
Brilliant
Beatles
episode,
podcast I've ever heard. That one episode. Never heard anything like it. And it's talking about 1993. It's incredible.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, Dreaming the Beatles, I've had it on my bookshelf for a couple of years. It's every bit as good as people have been telling me.
Because I listened to that one about the anthology, I dug out my DVD box set of the anthology and I started watching it again. And I haven't seen it since it was first broadcast in the 90s, and it was,
I had
really
that on VHS. And I've not seen it. I bought a bootleg version of it, the director's cut, which is slightly longer. It's different. So I've not seen the original thing since it came out 25 years ago. 25 years since the Beatles anthology. My God. I was looking at buying it, and it's a little bit pricey, so I shan't.
Yeah. Have you heard the Beatles podcast called Your Own Personal Beatles?
No, I haven't.
Oh, here we go.
You should be on it. You should be a guest. So they have a different guest on every week. And they had Ellis James on the first one.
Oh, I don't... Yeah, I struggle, even though I've been on one, I struggle. Go on, tell me about it.
No, it's just really good. It's just their own, talking about their own personal journey with the Beatles and about how they experienced the Beatles growing up and which songs, etc. And it's really good. It's really personal.
These are the Beatles podcasts I've downloaded. I haven't listened to all of these. So I've Nothing Is Real, which I've listened to all of. Take It Away, which is all about Paul McCartney's solo albums. It's incredible. These are the other which you've got there. Here are the other ones. Completely Beatles. Paul or Nothing.
Paul or Nothing. That's beautiful.
and the Beatles naked. Those are the ones I've got, and so I'm good with those for a moment. For yes,
I can recommend it. John Ronson's on the latest episode as well.
Oh, okay. Oh, I might listen. Well, all right. Well, what's it? Oh, well, I like John.
Your
What's
own personal Beatles.
Your own personal
Yeah.
Beatles. All right.
Yeah.
We'll have a little bit of that. I like a bit of John Ronson. I must ask him on the show.
You
at some
like the mug?
That is a beauty. That is a beauty.
Personal Beatles. Here we go. Your own personal Beatles. I'm sorry, guys. I'm downloading. I'm
okay.
subscribing to a podcast. Now,
That's absolutely fine.
Do you have John Ronson's personal Beatles? Who's Mae Martin?
I don't
She's
know
a
that.
comedian.
Is that not May? That's not May that we met, is it?
No.
She's been on Adam Buxton's
Oh, I know who
podcast
she
as
is.
well, I think.
I've seen her in.
Do you know what? When I was talking to Matt Lucas, he mentioned a gig we did with a comedian I haven't heard of since we did that gig, Sheila Martin, and I meant to Google her afterwards, and I couldn't remember. I just need to see what she looks like. There's none of these people. Sheila Martin, comedian, because I don't remember any of these. Again, stuff I could be doing in my own time. Stuff I could be doing in my own time, guys. I do apologise.
Okay, it's a relaxed sort of atmosphere tonight.
Very.
Yeah, it's nice and chilled. I like this. I think this
yeah.
could be the future.
It's really good.
All right.
Thanks for talking to me. And,
It's a real pleasure, Wayne.
Sorry, Wayne.
That's okay.
I feel I'm not
I'll leave
giving
you to it, Iain.
you
You're
full
obviously busy.
Fair play. Fair play. I'll accept that. Thank you, Wayne. Take care, mate. I'm such a bastard. Hello, caller. You're on the late night.
Hello, you.
Punflower.
Hello.
Hello.
Wait,
Hey, it's
I
good to
hear an
see
echo.
you.
Hi.
If you got this Twitch stream off,
Yeah, I muted it. Don't worry.
you got it. So are you okay? Can you hear us now?
Yes, I
This
can.
is, dear listeners, most of you will know if you stuck around, who we raided last night. It feels like weeks ago for some reason. Time has gone very...
It's been a busy day.
Flippity floppity.
Yeah, thank you so much. I just wanted to take the opportunity to be somewhat face to face, and really thank you. It really surprised me and made my day.
I hope you didn't find it overwhelming, because we are aware, as I was saying earlier, and I think I stopped, we kind of look for people that have got maybe 1, 8, 12 viewers, but also someone that we think me and Catherine would like to watch. And
Yeah.
by default, if we would like to watch them, then a significant number of our audience
So we're
would.
looking down at all these different windows, and usually someone pops.
Yeah, and we normally
For
both
of
go,
us.
oh, well, him
and
or
it
her.
was you.
Yeah.
Absolutely easy pick last night.
And
Absolutely.
I pop in, and we pop in, and me and Kath have a little look. We read the description, and we went, "Yeah, this is it."
That's the one.
And we stuck around. We stuck around for about 5 minutes, and then we kind of go and we have a cup of tea and a sandwich and talk about the show, about how our show went. But we watched about 4 or 5 minutes, and but in the morning we know it's gone well when on Twitter we get people going, "Oh, thank you so much for that raid last night. She was just what I needed." 12:15. It was a late one, but 12:30, wasn't it? Just what we needed last night. And we probably had more messages about you than we've had for any other raid, and they were all complimentary. Imagine people complimenting a human being on the internet.
I know.
Is that shocking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not among our followers, really, because they're quite a positive bunch.
Generally, but there are still a few. Can we get a shout out for Punflower's channel, please, guys?
Yeah.
I've got to say it in that accent, because then
triggers the
mod
mods.
pop. So tell us about your channel then, because what it looked delightful.
I thought it was a really interesting combo. So you do sort of mental health chat, but I also was drawn to this idea that you're something of an oracle as well.
Oh, yeah, I enjoy just tarot and oracle readings and learning about astrology and the universe. I'm really spiritual, so I don't know. I think that we all have messages we need to hear, so if it helps, then why not?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess in a nutshell, Hello. Sorry,
How
I'm
long-
a little nervous.
Don't be nervous. You look very calm when suddenly 500 people jumped into your
unflappable
stream last night. We thought, has she noticed? Because
maybe she read it in the cards. She was just
She
waiting
knew
for it to
coming.
happen.
You knew it was coming. So how long have you been streaming for?
For about a few years. I started in 2017, and luckily with a lot of practice and just kind of understanding how to manage my anxiety and then just how to keep up with chat, it's a little bit easier.
And you mentioned that what we saw and well, you've said it on your stream, so I'm not giving anything away. But you mentioned that you have experience of being in an abusive relationship, and that you have certainly had to deal with a lot of things. In the not so distant past, is what I got up. Is what I got from you. Is that why you've decided to kind of share your experience on stream?
It's part of it. Basically, when I started streaming or found Twitch, it was a beautiful outlet just to game and meet people. And as I've been growing and evolving, I know internally it's really fulfilling to not only share my story, but hear other stories and then just be able to listen and kind of be a light. I tried doing mental health streams before, but I wasn't aware of how to make those boundaries and how to take care of myself. And then I learned how to do that after, and now I'm here. I forgot your main question, so I apologize.
No.
Could you repeat that?
I don't remember it as well. My questions are far too long. The boundaries thing is interesting, isn't it? Because what we have found is if we expose ourselves, emotionally on the stream, sometimes people can really take advantage of that and can try and get in.
Well, we've also found, because we used to do this on the radio, that Twitch, there just seems to be a more blurring of the boundaries.
Yeah.
It's almost like more one-to-one than the radio almost for some people.
It's really interesting. There's a video that talks about it. It's called the parasocial problem of live streaming, where because right now
pen and paper, jotting this down.
We need to watch
really
that.
Good.
What was it called?
Blink, the parasocial problem of live streaming.
All right, we'll have some of that.
Yeah, it's by Glink. Anyway, he just kind of talks about how there is a big, I don't know if epidemic's the right word, but there's a lot of loneliness being felt in social media, and especially with so many ways to connect, it's easier to feel isolated. And then, of course, there's numbers and popularity. Man, I'm losing my train of thought because I'm so nervous, but I'm trying to remain calm. But anyway, I thought it was really interesting because I think streaming, like you mentioned, it has so many benefits. You can connect with people and feel more a part of their lives. And then at the same time, if people do not have, that support system or that socializing in person, it can also feel detrimental. So it's a beautiful blessing, but I also think that's where boundaries come in. It's letting people know that, okay, I am here, but I cannot be like a friend, but I can be a person to show empathy, and it's like an acquaintance.
How lovely to hear someone else sharing what we've been
How is
trying
it
to
that
vocalise.
we've been putting it is that we can be friendly, but we can't be your friends. We can't fill that void for you, It's and it's a really subtle thing, I think.
We had a guy last week got very, very upset. He phoned up and said he wanted to be my friend, and when the pandemic was over, was to hang out. And I had to be really blunt and say, I am not your friend. For now, I've got all the friends that I want. I am not your friend. Yeah. But if you met me, you'd get on with me. And I had to be really blunt, and it sounded cruel, but actually it's about setting boundaries, which is something I've learned.
And it's only fair to that person, just the same as you, right?
Are they cat treats behind you?
Oh, I've been looking at those.
Yeah, it's just I feed them to my cat at night.
Temptations!
They're dreamies.
Yeah, they're dreamies. They're dreamies over here.
We have those over here, dreamies they're called over here, and that is absolute ambrosia for cats. I can get my cat to do almost anything for dreamies.
Where is your cat? Is it just what is it? Is it just one cat that you've got?
I have two.
Yes, I like you. What are they called?
They're Apollo and Athena.
We are a very cat-friendly stream. Catherine has one cat, an amateur. I have 4.
Wow.
I have 5, but my eldest, Velvet, died just before she got to 21. So I've got 4, but they've all They won't come on the stream, you know, and I know that would get me big viewers.
Yeah.
The cats.
We've been thinking about having just a cat cam.
I want to get a cat cam and set it up. Yeah. But you do games as well. What are you playing at the moment?
Oh, I play a lot off stream.
Okay.
I just decided to make that for myself, and then for on stream we do Jackbox, and then occasionally Animal Crossing. But it's just about bringing the community together.
I love Jackbox. We should look at doing some Jackbox again. I did it a while ago. Jackbox is. I did it on the PlayStation about a year ago. It's like party games, so it's like drawing games. Or
we played that.
We played that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe we should look at it. It's
Animal
good fun,
Crossing,
man.
I have found very helpful to my mental health over the lockdown. Where have you gone? I found it
real suck.
Look at this is professional.
Now look at this now.
Wow, you got an ISO of 800.
There she is. We got you.
Okay,
what is it do you think about Animal Crossing that has got so many people hooked? For me, it feels like a sort of almost a mental screensaver. I can just relax. There's no competitive element. I can just go fishing for 10 minutes and then that's it for me.
Yeah, it's the open-endedness, and also the pandemic is just you can't go out and travel as freely, so
yeah,
have your own island where everyone is mostly cute and
they are. You don't see the point in Animal Crossing, do you?
My youngest, my 8-year-old boy, really likes it, and I have been playing with him because he enjoys playing it with me, and I like spending that time with him. It's not a game I would choose to play independently. It's the kind of thing that frustrates me.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, well,
there's
what's
no
the
end point. No.
What's the point? Where's my score? You know, how many lives have I got here? What is this?
You get little dopamine rushes when you like find the glowing hole and you decide whether you're going to put more money in it.
I don't like crafting. I don't like crafting
I like
in games,
it.
and this feels like a bit of a crafter kind of thing. I like driving fast in my games. Kind of, but we will do Jackbox one night.
Yeah,
it's so nice to talk to you. When are you streaming next?
Tomorrow and Friday at 2 p.m. PDT.
Thank you so much for giving us a call, and
thank you for having
being
me, and thank you so much again. Like that was really just so lovely, and
I'm glad you enjoyed it. We're really worried that someone might be scared or intimidated or think it's a piss take.
What we don't want to do is like, here, have all these people, and someone go, whoa, no, I was enjoying just having my quiet time.
But
I feel like most people are receptive, but again, like with anything, it's just I think practice, like learning how to manage the group of people and then respond accordingly.
Well, you seemed completely at ease with yourself. It was wonderful to see.
So thank you for being so welcoming to us all. We really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Take care. And you give us a call. We'll come in again at some point as well. And feel free to give us a call anytime you want.
Sure. I appreciate that.
See you later on. Take care. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye-bye. I'm going to close the phones because I don't think we can beat that.
That was lovely.
It's not competition, but that was really lovely way to end the phones. I think we should talk a little bit about our wonderful sponsors, Sommer's Waste Solutions. We are starting with for all of your waste needs. I tell you what, let me get a couple of the testimonials. I'll do 2 testimonials for these. You very quickly give us 20 seconds on them, Catherine, while I type in testimonial.
Okay, so Sommer's Waste Solutions, what can I tell you? We deal with, it's a family business. And they are based in Bedfordshire, although they serve the whole country, and they can also help you out with regard to your waste solutions, whether you're a really small business, so you might just be like a one-off shop, or a really big factory. Basically, a lot of businesses have to farm out different contracts for dealing with different kinds of waste to different companies. With Sommer's, forget all that. They're your one-stop shop.
Here we go. Let's have two. We've got 2 testimonials from Camden Town Brewery. Sommer's Waste Solutions have been our go-to for well over a year. Everyone I've dealt with there has been helpful and proactive. Quite often, with the nature of brewing, we can put in requests for service with very quick turnaround, and Sommer's Waste Solutions have always been able to accommodate us. Would highly recommend. And another one, Stevenage Leisure Limited. They've been our preferred waste management partner for the past 6 years and continue to give us exemplary, professional and reliable service. We feel their attention to detail and focus on customer satisfaction is unique and refreshing. Big up the Gregorian.
Gregorian.
Do you want to give us one of Gregorian's testes?
They are all really long because when people deal with Richard Gregorian,
well, it's a battle to see who can do the most oblique, longest message.
I
so,
guess-
so both sides are scratching going, what the hell does that? Is this good?
I guess that after the fact
What does this mean?
they get their words in.
But by the way, I quite often have to run Richard's tweets through Google Translate.
Yeah.
It's the only way I can work out what the hell that lunatic is saying.
Thank you, Richard. I really do appreciate you. You have been a lifeline to me, both legally and psychologically, over the last year. I can sleep at night knowing you're on my case and can be frequently heard boasting about how good you are. This is a prime example of why I hired you, Mr. Gregorian. Thank you. A leading QC. Here we go. Here's one from a QC, don't you know? Funny how one can start a case fearing that it's hopeless and end up believing one is in with a good shout. I would refuse the application were I the judge.
There we go. Poseidon Safety Management, Devon and Cornwall, they are keeping the area safe. They've got man patrols. They've got dogged, I guess you'd say dogged patrols. Very human touch. You can ring them up for a chat. All of the staff are SIA licensed. It's the industry official license, which means everyone passes a criminal records check and holds a qualification. So it means you see these patrols or you're hiring these patrols, you can totally trust them. All of the patrols are GPS tracked and monitored by a 24-hour control room who assist members of the public, customers and the patrols in the field, as well as answering calls from racists and a guy that phones up and says penis. That's at least one, possibly two of our followers. So thank you, guys. And all of the patrol vehicles are marked and highly visible, so you can see what the hell is going on. Let me get the one that's got his numbers on. Otherwise,
Although this is accurate.
This is accurate, yes. But there we go. Let's go for that one. Harsh Singh, an accountant, been doing it for 20 years, been working on his own for 10 years. Small companies, individuals, sole traders, partnerships, landlords, freelancers, IT consultants. Sort out your income tax, no VAT.
No, he'll do that too.
Annual accounts, your corporation tax, and payrolls. Can answer questions at any time. The great thing about an accountant, you really only need to speak to them 2-4 times a year. But that's what I like. But if you do have a question outside of those windows, you can go and have a word with him.
He says he'll do his best to save you money, but he wants us to point out that he's not a lawbreaker and he will not mess things around for you.
Send him an email, harsh@hfsingandco.uk, or you can tweet him hfsingco, hfsingco. Well, dear viewer, I feel that I think we're done. I think we've done what we needed to do. Thank you, Punflower. I saw Laura. Is it Laura Sometimes, who we raided recently, is in the chat. Laura, it's lovely to see you too. And that's the nice... And this is one of the nice... Everyone that we've raided, I've followed.
Yeah.
Because I like them. And, if I'm sat at my computer, quite often I have Twitch open while I'm doing stuff, and just down the side on the thing it just says these people you're following are online, and I just pop in and just have a little look. I don't often say anything in the chat because I don't want to get in the way, but it's nice. You can just pop in and have a little look. So all of the people that we've raided, I've followed at some point. The ones I'm really looking forward to seeing, remember the group of 4 that were doing like Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes.
One of them followed me on Twitter. She's an actress in LA. You feel very glamorous, photo
Are they
shoots.
all in kind of creative?
I think so. That's the one I really want to see them playing, because I never really played Dungeons and Dragons. I did it a little bit, but
the idea of it appeals to me. But
no
I've
one
never
wanted to
done
play
it.
with me.
Yeah.
No, and I didn't want to be the dungeon master.
The quality of the dice thing put me off a little bit. It looked a little bit complicado.
An 18-sided die.
Because my dad used to play war games, and that would last all day long.
Did your dad get back into that recently?
He's always done it.
Good for him.
But kind of on the quiet, because it's a geeky thing to do. But I think it's wonderful. It's a sort of strategy game. They go and lose themselves for a day. But it always looked really complicated.
Dungeons and Dragons, when it's played well, you've got a good dungeon master and people that are in it. It's like watching a script reading of a film. It's great. So I want to watch them. But anyway, that Punflower is there, and Laura Sometimes as well is someone who we raided, and we'll pop in at some point. We're done for tonight. We're going to finish a little bit early, and yeah, we did know that you could see us at the beginning. I just said to Kathy, should we just? We're having this quiet show, which ended up getting quite noisy.
Yeah,
because it's really hard, isn't it? As I said earlier, it's really hard to do nothing.
But also, here's what happens with our shows, right? we start out with nothing and then it just gains a momentum of its own.
Snowballs.
But I really do find it fascinating the way that sometimes if we sit back, really interesting people come forward.
You guys fill the gaps.
Yeah.
And we've had some amazing calls and a lot of new callers tonight, which is what this is about. Please click follow. If you can't afford to sub or you don't want to sub or you've given your Amazon Prime to Punflower or Laura or any of the others, totally cool with us. I'd really like it if you click follow. That would help us a lot. We are 110 off of having 10,000 followers, which would be would be great. And we're also we're about 800 off having 10,000 followers on YouTube. So maybe
that'd be a milestone, wouldn't it?
That would be. Well, I want to get to 10,000, and then the next milestone is 1 million. So I think it is doable.
Tonight's show I've really found interesting, sad. You know, it's made me think a lot, and I really appreciate you for coming along with us on it. We couldn't do it every night, I don't think, and that's the thing about this show. It's not the same one night after the next, but it's been really special. Thank you.
Sums it up, Dave, who got some really bad news after he called us. Thanks, guys. Strange night kept me from plummeting. Job done, mate. Send me a message if you want. Hang in there, guys. Let's see if we can all make it back for another show tomorrow night. I've got to go into London tomorrow for the first time since early March. It's not central London, it's Battersea.
Battersea.
But I'm doing it means driving through London, which will be interesting. Windows up, mask on. Not breathing. Won't be breathing. I found myself holding my breath when I was in KFC.
I've done that, and in the early stages of lockdown, while I was still doing my absolutely necessary shops, right? If someone got a bit too close, I would find myself holding my breath.
Yeah, and it's who knows what's going on. But so I've got to do some filming, so I'm a little bit nervous about that. I probably won't get back here till about 8.
That's all good.
Yeah.
I'll have a kip in the car if I get here early. Thank you for Lucas Bond 007, your donations. We should probably give a shout out to people. I mean, thank you for everyone who's just followed in the last few
Lucas
minutes.
just gave a tenner. Thank you so much. Listen, we're going to go. We're not going to do a raid tonight. I would suggest, if you want to go and find someone, go and find someone. I would suggest maybe go and sit in silence, go and have a cup of herbal tea, go to bed, go and wash your face, whatever, and maybe just think about what we've heard tonight, because we've heard some amazing calls. Thank you very much.
Good night.
See you tomorrow night.